Hey everybody, take two. This is Talking Ball. I'm Call, and this is Jose or Coze or wait, what was your other one, Jose? You muted, by the way. Jose, you are muted, my friend, so we cannot hear you. No worries. So anyway, we've got Jose and Colin, Coze as we like to be called, or I'm thinking of calling it Jose and the Hoosier. Us Indiana people are called Hoosiers. Anyway, guys, we got a rip roaring guest. We've got some great guests, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Words are hard early in the morning for me, but let's go ahead and let's get these people on. I guess we got to wait for them to call in. Hurry up, guys! Call in. Get in. We need you to call into the show. Oh, come on, guys! Aha! Perfect. Let me grab this one here. Hello, Adrian, my man. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. We'll get you right on, bud. Adrian, what's up? You look cozy.
Yeah, I'm fine. I've just got a dressing gown on because it's about 15 degrees here. So
yeah,
I'm not putting the heating on, you know.
Absolutely. Who wants to turn the heating on?
In sunny North London, the Riviera of England, you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Well, it's good to have you here, man. It's really good to have you here. We've got another special guest joining us today as well. So yeah, just kind of waiting on her to come in. Look at that. Phone call again. Hold on 1 second here. Let me grab it. Hello. Elly, yeah. Hey. Sure. Yeah, we'll get you right on. 1 second. Hang tight.
Hello.
Hey, Elly's here.
Yeah, I'm also in the Riviera of North London.
Well, it's nice that you could take time out of your day to join us here at Talk and Ball. Yeah, I just need to check something real quick, make sure that everybody is good. I think everyone's great. How are you guys, by the way?
Yeah, good.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for being on.
I enjoyed the England game yesterday. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
So I purposefully haven't seen any results from that. I haven't seen any news at all. So I don't know a thing.
All right.
So I'm excited to talk with you guys about it. Yeah, exactly. I'm excited to talk with you guys about it. We've already got some people in the comments saying what's up. So let me get to those guys. We've got Totspur saying big up, Call, Jose, and all. Son and Cootie injured on international duty. Let's hope it ain't bad enough to keep them out against Fulham. I didn't know Romero got any kind of an injury, so that's a new one for me. So had you guys heard about that?
Yeah, I heard it on Mia's show. She sort of broke the news that he's got an ankle injury apparently, and it's not serious. I think he will be recovering hopefully by Monday. But if not, by the Crystal Palace game. They're not sure.
Yikes. Why? So I'll switch over to Adrian. Doesn't it feel like our players get injured on international duty maybe more often than other players, or do we just notice it more because we are?
We always go into them international breaks, don't we, with the fear that our players are going to injure, and if one or two get slight knocks, I think it gets overhyped. It's an ankle injury. They took him off at half time. It wasn't though he was carried off and all that. So usually it's the usual bruising and swelling job. If it had been a serious thing, we'd have heard that it had to go for a scan or things like that. So it still depends though. Come round on Monday with play Ashley Phillips.
That's it.
I like the player. Give him a go. I mean, we are at home, aren't we? We are at home. So I don't really want Davies to come in and take his place if he doesn't play, and I definitely don't want Dyer coming in. But we've got Phillips there. I think Davies is just there for in case Udogie gets injured. Personally,
yeah, exactly. I've been calling out for Ashley Phillips for ages now. So the fact that he might actually get a game will be good, and maybe he'll be terrible, and I can shut up about needing to see him. Maybe I'll finally get on the Adrian train of needing another experienced center back during January. But as of now, I still think Ashley Phillips can do the job. But yeah, it'll be fun to see. Not fun to see. God, it'll be butt clenching and and stressful to see. But yeah, guys. So we know that Sonny got a slight injury, got his foot trodden on. Didn't look that bad. Obviously, it hurts at the time. I'm not sure what the temperature was there, but you get a little cold and you get stomped on. Obviously, you're going to be in a lot of pain. So yeah, I mean, there's Sonny, and now it looks like Romero with slight injuries, but I think that's as far as the damage that we've sustained during an international break. I think that's as far as it goes. As far as you guys know, are those the only 2 injuries that we, that we've gotten? Okay, great.
Yeah, the others did well. I think the others did well on the international duty. The players that were away, but there was no injuries there amongst them. Udogi had a hand, I think, in the England goal, early passing in the goal, I think, in the Italian goal rather.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, what happened?
It went across field, I think, before someone made the assist to. I forget. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I think Kulu's match was called off at half time because of an incident in Belgium.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about it. Yeah, they postponed the game. They abandoned it.
I'm glad. I think it was rough making them play in the first place. Our hearts go out to everybody that was impacted by that, and to all the players that had to play through that, and all the fans and families of everybody. Yeah, our hearts go out to you guys. It's usually a fun, joking show, but this is a very serious topic. So everybody send your thoughts and prayers and to those affected. So I feel bad changing the subject really fast like this. It's just a sad one. So real quick, I just wanted to say, some lady, I think her name's Elly. She said, "You all are fabulous." We appreciate you, Elly. Daniel E is in the house. Said, "Big up." What we exactly said about injuries to key players, and look, if even one of these players or these injuries is for a while, we're in trouble. The drop off is huge. Yeah, we'll get to that. Ask the Potato said this, and I don't know what this means. Do you guys? Does that mean anything to you guys?
Pili Sapadaka Pili. I don't know what that means. Sorry.
Ask the Potato. You're gonna have to let us know. We went right over our heads, right over. Eltel Cockerell, I don't know who that guy is. No, I'm just kidding. He's host today. He's the guest host, or he's our co-host, and he'll be right back. He is taking care of some things that he needs to take care of. And then, like I said, I already got Shanata up there. Shanata, very nice to have you here, all the way from Australia, sunny Australia. And look who it is.
Hey, Jose.
Lights all in the panel.
Work.
In the chat, in the chat.
Yeah, work's just called me in, so I had to go and answer a work call, work related matter. I'm now switching my work off.
Don't they know you're doing your other job right now?
Yeah.
Come on,
don't they know talking ball is on?
Right.
I start early enough in order to be ready for 4 o'clock. Is what I tend to do. But because I run teams at the end of the day, I don't want to stop. If the team needs me for something, I don't want to stop and not answer. So
you're a good man. That is a good man right there.
What I missed you asked the 2 guys how they were, and now you're doing the chat.
Yeah, I'm getting through the chat, but we also found out that Romero got injured. I was unaware.
Listen, I've got updates for you galore on the injuries, and there's a lot more than what we think. But I'll talk about that later when we come in. Okay, well,
big up, Jim. Jim is saying big up to you. He's big up the rest of us. Sunny Wife says, hi, Queen Elly and Adrian and Carl. Hello. Sunny Wife has actually recently become our newest Patreon member.
Hi, Sunny Wife.
I was going to get to that in just a second. But yes, our newest Patreon member, Sunny Wife. Very, very, very appreciative and very glad to have you here supporting the channel. Whoa. And then we got this huge special guest. Good morning, watching from work as usual. I love hanging in chat with all you great fans. We love having you here. Yeah, very, very nice to have you here. Hope everything is going good at your work. I almost said the name of your work, but I don't know if that would get you in trouble or anything. But big up there. Hope everything's going well. So yeah, Jose, you said you have injury updates.
Right.
The first ones we talked about were obviously Sonny and Romero.
Sonny played. I mean, Sonny's wife told us as well. obviously she's watched the game and she's told us that he played with an injury. And it looks like, from what I've seen, it looks like that he was carrying the injury the second half, but he never came off. So it wasn't, and some stories are emanating that it wasn't as bad as what it was. And some other stories emanating saying that Sonny didn't want to come off. He wanted to stay on the pitch.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that's good news.
So there's a question mark hanging over him, obviously. There's going to be a question mark. I don't know whether it's a saving grace or not, but we're not playing until Monday, which gives us a few more days. Cuti Romero went for a tackle in the second minute with a Peruvian player. He then felt that throughout the whole of the half, but continued playing. At half-time, apparently, they added the ice to it and the rub-downs and everything else you do. He said he was fit to continue, or he was deemed fit to continue, came up with the second half, and in the second half, after 4 minutes, he asked the bench to be brought off.
Yikes, that's not a good sign.
But the word is, from Charlie Eccleshare, the word is that
Charlie
Romero, there's this feeling that Romero was thinking more about club than country when he said that, to come off, and that it's not as bad as what is expected to be, is what Charlie Eccleshare has reported.
Come on, Charlie, get this one right, buddy. We need you right.
Brennan Johnson.
Yes.
Brennan Johnson has suffered a setback during this international break, but they're not reporting what the setback is and how bad it is.
Why was he even doing anything? I mean, I thought
he'd be trained. He's not with international duty. He'd be trained. He'd be back at Hotspur Way, but he suffered a setback back at Hotspur Way. What it is, I don't have any further information at the moment to divulge. Pat Matsar came off injured in the friendly on Monday.
Good Lord.
But not heard much about what happened, because there's not much news that I've found about him, other than supposedly he got injured in the game that they played on Monday. And the last one is Basuma. Although Basuma was suspended for the game against Fulham on Monday, he was away with Mali. And Mali had a friendly against Saudi Arabia yesterday. And he wasn't even on the starting 11, and he wasn't on the bench. And so people were like wondering, where is he? Apparently, he got an injury in the first training session with Mali. Now, whether that was at the end of last week, I don't know when their first training session was. But apparently, he got injured in the first training session. But there is no evidence as to what the injury actually is. No one's come out and said what the injury actually is, either club or country. So there's quite a few supposed injuries out there.
And they're in the positions where we were worried about having injuries. I think we were all pretty worried about what would happen if we lost some of our midfield boys. Elly, I think that if these are right, we're going to be seeing some more of your boy.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he hasn't let us down when he's come on. And he's never really let the team down when he's been a first teamer. He's had a few stinkers, but most of them have been pretty good games. So I trust my boy. I trust my boy to come in and do a good job for us.
I think that he'll do better than everyone is expecting as well.
Yeah, he's not a bad player.
No, he's not. He's definitely not garbage. He's just not quite as dynamic as some of our other
dynamic like Basuma or Sarr, but he does a job. He gets on with it. Yeah. And he's a Danish international, and he's a Viking.
Exactly. He knows what he's doing. He's been around the block. But Jose, I'll transfer this to you, and then I'll get Adrian in a second. But Jose, are you worried? Are you?
No, to me, right. Once we picked the squad of 25 players, we know what our squad is for the season. Simple as. The only time that we can change that squad is in January. And we can only change it, I think, by 3 players only. You can have 3 players go out and you can introduce 3 players in. You can't do a wholesale change to your squad of 25. So we've gone in with 25 players. We know what our squad is. And, regardless of what we may or may not think as individuals about the limitations or exertions of the squad, that's our 25 that we've got. I'm a firm believer, and always have been, of one door closes and another one opens. If we have injuries, then it's time for people to come in. Then let them come in, and the hope is that they will step up.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, 100%. I'm nervous personally a little bit. I'll be honest.
But by the same token as well, we've got some players coming back from injury that we've not seen at all season. So, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Every team has to do it in the league, and the league is throughout a whole season, and therefore you're gonna have to take the rough, and everyone's going to get rough and smooth throughout the season. These are only rumours at the moment about these 5 players, until they're assessed by the medical staff or until you hear something from the club. They are, just as I said, rumours.
It's true, but there are rumors that that aren't good, that we didn't have before. Not good things, but that's okay. We'll
sorry, can I just say, but Colin, if we believe the rumours, then the last game we played, we wouldn't have had Maddison and Sonny playing because they were out injured. They hadn't trained. They were this, that, and the other. They wouldn't have played our last league game. So this is what they are. They're just rumours. Until someone comes out and tells. I mean, everyone was believing that we were going to be without these 2 players. Ange then has a press conference, and in Ange's press conference, he turns around and says, Maddison's trained all week, and Sonny's trained the last two days. They will both be fit for the game. So therefore, it's rumours. Until we're told, these are just rumours.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Adrian, though, if these rumors are to be believed, and we do have these players out injured, specifically, I'm thinking Romero, I'm thinking, Sarr, who's become kind of a mainstay in the center of the pitch there. Do you think we're in trouble? I mean, my only worry, I guess, is if Sarr
we need to look at some of these other players. They're going to get game time sooner or later, whether they come on the hour mark and Ange gives them the half hour, because that half hour which he does is good because it gives players game time and it keeps them as happy members of the squad. If you look at the forward line's still going to be the same. It's probably Richarlison, Son, and Kulu. But don't forget, should anything happen with those, you've still got Gil that you can bring into play on the left, right? You could bring Gil in as well. And you've got Villes, who Jose likes a lot, so he can come in. Donnelly was on the bench. So the forward lot, although any permutation of their front three hasn't really fired on all cylinders, whatever permutation we've used, we did well at Burnley only really up front. Now you're in the midfield. I mean, you've got Højbjerg, you've got Skip, you've got Lo Celso's back. You know what I mean? So plenty there. I'd understand fans more concerned about Romero being out because, if he is, to me, you play Phillips, you play Ashley Phillips, you don't bring in Dyer and you don't bring in Davies because they're not the future. Davies will have 1 year left on his contract. Davies, to me, is just an emergency left back. So in case something happens to Udogie, this is why I'd like to get Lloyd Kelly in the transfer window because he's quick, he's Bournemouth captain, and he's in the last year of his contract. So we can do a deal in January. Other clubs will be looking at him. But he can also, apart from playing left centre back, he can also play as left back, so it'd be ideal. And if you're going to recruit another centre back, it could even be Tosin Adarabioyo. But then if he really wants to go at Monaco, he's in his last year, so he can sign for someone in January or whatever, But I've just drifted off the track a little bit. But I'm not too worried about injuries. We're always going to get these scares. I'm very dubious during transfer windows and international breaks about information. Well, I mean, all the podcasts are also in need of stories, and when there isn't much going, I think there's a bit more creative reporting out there than is necessary, to be honest.
That's a very good point. The content, there is not much content to talk about right now. What with international break ending and us having nearly a week until we play another league match. That's a good point. And another good point by my co-host Jose about how we can't believe all of these things. Just because somebody's hurt today doesn't mean they're going to be hurt when it's time for the actual match. So very very good points. We've got a lot more comments than the last time I checked, so I just want to get through some of those here. Sonny sometimes works too hard. He needs to look after himself. He just likes to put everything on his shoulders. He likes to be the man, and I like that because we used to have a captain that didn't seem like he liked to put everything on his shoulders and be the man. So the fact that he's willing to and able to do that, I like. But you're right, he does need to be a little more careful. I agree. Cherie says, "Big up everyone," and we still might be pronouncing your name wrong. So if we are, please tell us, please. Just a girl who loves Spurs. That's Kate. Big up, peeps. Big up to you, Kate. Hope you're well. Hope everything went well with your show today.
Yeah, Team Jim won today. Just to put it out, this it's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah. I went against you.
Yeah, the divorce lawyers are licking their lips.
Hey, I gotta go see my lawyer today. Maybe I'll message. I'll talk to him about it for you, Jim. But so yeah, Julie says these lads will heal. It's a shame to play with niggling knocks. They are hard-ass professionals with the best medical care possible. Will adjust and heal up. Yeah, just throw them in the hyperbolic chamber or whatever. Those little, they'll be fine. But Dan says whoever takes on the burden of Sonny, though, if he's injured, name one player on our team who's even near as clinical as Sonny. If Sonny is out for a while, we're totally screwed. Luckily, it doesn't look that way. But yeah, I know.
Can I just flip that and say that I heard all the. Well, I'm not going to all the whatever you want to talk about. When Kane left, we were going to get relegated. We're losing 30 goals. Blah 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 blah. I've heard it all. When one door closes, another one opens. And, at the end of the day, you lose a player, someone else has to step up. And that's what's going to happen. And that's all part of being a squad and part of being a team. And that's what we're going to have to see. When players go out, other players are going to have to come in. Andrew would have trained with these players week in, week out on the pitch. He would have drilled these players. The more he drills them, the more they take on board what he's saying, the easier it will be for them to come into the team and fit in hand to glove.
And also, you mentioned who do we have that's nearly as clinical? I know that he doesn't play in the same position, but I'd say Madison's pretty damn clinical of a player. Madison knows how to find the back of the net. So that's
give Villiers the chance. Come on, Villiers. Give Villiers the chance.
And Donnelly's a good finisher.
Yeah.
True, and that's the cool thing about our squad this year. Yeah, we're sharing the goals. We've been sharing.
We're in unknown territory with a lot of our players because apart from Kulu, I mean, most people want him to do what he did during his debut season when when he had more end product through assists and goals, But we know what Son can do, but. The rest, Richarlison, Villiers, Solomon when he's fit, Brennan Johnson, Donnelly, they're all unknown quantities at the moment. I've seen Solomon have one good game at Burnley. I've seen little flashes of him, We don't know if Andrew's got plans for Gil or Lo Celso, because last season under Conte, they both wanted to go back to Spain. But we're top of the league now. Players' minds change quickly if things are going well, especially if they're part of the process. I mean, I would like to see more of Gil. I haven't seen enough of him. When you get rave reviews in Spain, they're not too quick to rave review players in Spain. So if it's a young player or not, he's obviously well liked out there. And him and Star were the two fittest players under Conte when they're out in South Korea doing all them double runs up and down the pitch and everyone was falling over and throwing up. Sarr and Gil were the two fittest players. And he's got more. Actually, Gil, his stats, I don't know all his stats, so it's hard. When people throw stats up about players, they should throw them all up because they usually leave out the bad ones, right? But I mean, his stats for recovering the ball and all that in tackles are not bad for someone who's slight of frame, especially as when people said, like, oh, he's a bit lightweight. He looks a bit lightweight because he's a wispy sort of a player, but he's definitely got the energy. He's got the energy for the Premier League. Yeah. I'm undecided. I haven't seen enough of him. I mean, I like to see a player for a season before I really pass judgment.
It's whether he gets that season, though, Adrian, isn't it? But whether he gets his chance, because at the moment he hasn't really broken through, has he? And he divides the fan base because we don't know enough about him. I don't think we can really put a ceiling on him yet because we haven't seen enough of him in our team. But we've seen little glimpses of brilliance. especially when we played against Eintracht Frankfurt and he went on that brilliant run and won us a penalty. You know, there's little things that you can see. And when he came on against Arsenal, when we, I think we lost it 2-1. I think it was not last season before. He came on and he affected the game. Yeah, so there is glimpses there that there's a player there. You know.
Yeah, Lascelles another one, isn't he? Because when he first came, he looked good as a player. He's another one that kept getting injured and going away and getting injured, and then like he had a little spell of a few games, a little cluster of games where he looked a decent player. I rated him before he came to Spurs. I question my judgment now on him. He's still got to prove it. But then he came back again under Jose, and it was under Mourinho that we actually signed him fully. So Mourinho saw something like in him. So obviously he's a good player. Still don't know if he can put a consistent run of performances in for Spurs, but like he's skillful, he's technically very good. He can play in midfield. I think he's playing a few positions. Messi loves him because he was always feeding him all the time for Argentina. And Alex McAllister wouldn't have played in the World Cup if the Sroka had been fit, because the Sroka would have been in that team. So I don't know. I mean, I can't say yes or no on him, but he's an option. Apparently, I don't know if Ange's seen so much of Gil. I think he has. Though. I'm not sure if he mentioned maybe like Gil or not. I mean, he's still got.
I think he has. I think he said that we would at least see Hill this season.
He named him in his 25, didn't he? He held on to him. He named him when he's 25, so he must have seen something in him to keep him, because other managers have put him out on loan, but he's kept him. So that's one good sign that Ange wants him in his plans. Maybe not all the time, but he'll use him as and when.
And if Sessegnon's hamstrings are fixed, he's another one. Like Richarlison, it's a make or break season for him. If he can get a tune out of Sessegnon, who can play in various positions on the left, that would be great. That would sort of help out the left side problem, because the right side seems to be Royal and Porro now. It seems to be pretty settled. If he could get a tune out, and if not, he'll be gone, won't he? He'll be gone. Richarlison will be gone. We know that Dyer will be gone and Hugo are going. So we will have 3 foreign places up for grabs in January. I like Ashley. I've watched him from what I've seen, and again, I haven't seen him play for a whole season. What I've seen, I've been impressed with on the ball, quick on the ball, good in the air, like to press the ball, move forward. He's definitely an Ange type centre back. And so is Dorrington as well, the left one, plays on the left. So I wouldn't at home. That's the top of blood, these new bloods, isn't it? At home, really, rather than away, and preferably at home against without insulting Fulham. They're not Liverpool, are they? Or Man City, or Arsenal, or Man United, or so. I wouldn't be too worried about if you're going to blood.
Sorry, Adrian. Can I just come? So a couple of people are making comments on the chat about some background noise. Are they referring to the music that we've got in the background, Colin?
That could be. Let me kill that real quick. Let me see here.
Is it a radio or something on? Who's got a radio on?
Not me.
Not me.
I've just got
my camera. Let me go and check if someone's got something on in the house. Hold on.
No worries.
That's like someone's talking on the radio.
So we'll leave the music on really low for just a second here and see how.
I can't hear the music, so it's not the music.
Okay, gotcha. Real quick. I just want to get through. We're gonna lose track of the chat if we don't get through these quick. So I just want to say, Kate is kind of rubbing it in, saying this is what I said about our squad being wafer thin.
Yeah, 100%, Kate.
You do. You had a point the whole time. I just like arguing with you, Kate. To be completely honest, it's a lot of fun. Sonny's wife. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Still got some decent players. Though they're not totally rubbish. The only ones who are totally rubbish is Dyer and
Yeah, I'd say Ben Davis is definitely
he's a bit he's not good and he's not bad. He's in between.
Right. He's very much past his prime as well. Yeah, exactly.
But the rest of them are all right.
So
Daniel,
I don't know. We've got to go back there. Yeah. So Daniel's saying that.
I keep taking it off while you put it up. I think
I'm putting it up for you to talk.
Daniel says we have one clinical player in our entire team in front of goal. That is Sonny. That is the one player who cannot get injured. Full stop.
True, he's the best finisher. He's definitely the best finisher in the club with both feet, and he'll be about. And I hope he gets another 3-year contract with a 1-year extension. I know he's 31, but in the end system, we're pushed up the field. It's not like Sonny's got to try and stand on the shoulder of a centre back and make a run from the halfway line to the goal. Right. All he's got to do is being quick when he's played in down the sides to get him behind, and he will finish. So because he's got that ability, and he's not going to lose that much pace. I mean, you're 100-meter sprinters. They're at the best when they're like 36, 37, most of them, So he's naturally quick, and like he's not going to slow down that much, So but we got to keep him fit.
The type of goals he scored, Adrian, they're different this year. Like they're like quite poachers' goals, especially against Arsenal. They were fantastic the way you took
them. That flick in the corner when he was surrounded by 3 players was
filthy.
That was such a classy goal. Real class. That's a quality striker's goal,
I think Jose will agree. That was a classy finish. That flicked a goal against Arsenal. I couldn't believe that went in. And it's hard for me to believe that he did that on purpose, but I'm sure he did. It just looked so. I don't want to say lucky, but just like incredible.
The ball, the extension of his foot, isn't it?
He's got such quick fitting movement. When he's in the box, even when he's got to do a bit more to do, if he's got to bring the ball down, turn around and shoot, he seems to find a space between players and park one in the corner of the net and things like that. He's just so good. And a lot of fans were on his case last year. I know 6 goals in 17 games under Conte, but he's got 6 goals in 8 games under Ange. I'm expecting him to beat 17 goals when he shared the golden boot with Salah. I'm expecting to get, up to 25 goals this year if he stays injury free. Yeah. The unknown wingers, I don't know if Gill, Johnson, Solomon, when he comes back. Johnson looks like he's got goals in him. He had 2 good chances against Arsenal. Yeah. So he looks like he's got an eye for goal. Solomon did keep Mudryk out of that Shakhtar Donetsk sides at one time. I don't know if it was for injury or whatever. Mind you, then again, they all rated Mudryk, but he ain't done much at Chelsea.
Got a few people to say hello to.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Chris Agambar. Big up, Chris Agambar. Smithy Smith. Lee Smithy Smith. Lee, what is up? Big up, Lee. Mia. Big up, guys. Also, Adrian looks very chill. He does. He looks kind of like Hugh Hefner today. He's got the Hugh Hefner rub.
I've got the this dressing gown. You can get them fleece for cold weather, 30 quid on eBay, I think it was, and it looks quality. Looks quality for 30 quid. It feels quality as well.
It does. You look fancy. Jim says trust Ange to have our other players ready. Yeah, 100%. We have to. Nita says hi all. Hi Nita. Hope you're doing awfully well today. Very good to have you here. Paolo 125. We have not seen you in a
Welcome.
Paolo. Well, Paolo, it is very, very nice to have you here. Very, very happy to have you. But yeah, Ange was impressed. I think we were talking about Hill at that point. So Ange was impressed in the training. Spurs will win even without Sonny. Our players look very united now, and that's coming from his wife, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. But no, I think she makes a great point. The goals have been shared amongst the team more, and it's not so much of one player.
It's Sonny's presence on the pitch frightens other teams. So they're always looking.
It takes a player away. Maybe
it gives you other players a chance. So, no, I've no doubt. We've got players we can score from the midfield, from the back, from set pieces. Romero's got one. Van der Ven's got the winner, didn't he, against Luton? We're waiting for Udogie and Porro to step up. And they will get they'll get a few goals each year.
We've got Ass and a Potato talking about Richarlison wearing some ladies' underwear on international duty and going viral for that. I have not seen it.
I didn't see
But that
that.
doesn't mean I'm not. I won't look on my work computer. I'll wait till later. Drula says, y'all call. Yes. Jose, Archie, Els, Adrian, and all in the chat. Hey, what is up, Drula? Good to have you here.
And apart from that, we've caught up with the chat because everyone else is sending love to each other, which is quite
good. Hey, we love the love. That's what we're all about here at Talking Ball. You guys, we are already 35 minutes in. Are you ready for a special edition of Keeper West Ham? This is not like the ones we've done before. It's a little special. So if you're ready,
before we start, what we decided is on yesterday's show, we did give sort of like little hints out that we were going to swap it up and change it, and behind the scene in the back room, I was saying to our guests that we're going to change it up a bit because at the end of the day, there's hundreds of players that played for the club. Some are more high profile than others, and if we picked every player that's played for the club, some would be boring for you people. So we're going to change up our Keeper West Hams, and today will be the first change up that we're going to do. And it will be the first of many because to keep this spiced up, we've got to change things. So
100%.
We're gonna start with this one that Colin's prepared. Did you cook it today, Colin, or did I cook it?
This one was you, I think. I think this was you cooking these up.
Who was the Heisenberg?
Well, I already had one.
Who was the Heisenberg?
He was the Heisenberg. I'm the Jesse Pinkman. But guys, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Keeper West Ham, the internet's favorite Tottenham game show. Jose, what do you think? Should we just hop right in? Just get everybody involved right away?
Yeah, go in the order the last one that I sent. Start with that one first.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Let me change the background here to make it a little more game show. And then
that was good.
I'm on it today. So here's the first one we've got, guys.
Aha.
We're doing managers today. This was suggested to us yesterday. Hey, why don't you guys do managers? And we thought that is a wonderful idea. So right now, guys, we're having to choose between two managers that, just to be honest, didn't live up to expectations at Spurs. AVB had there were some high hopes for AVB coming in. I think it was Levy's kind of budget. Mourinho. He wanted Mourinho pretty bad. AVB was his assistant. And then we've got, obviously, Nuno Espirito Santo. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me. I honestly don't know who I'm going to choose yet. So don't come to me first. Jose, have you thought about this enough that you could go first? Or
No, I thought them up. To me, it's interesting because I think it doesn't matter what I think. To get to know our community and who we've got, I'd like to see what their thoughts are and their reasons and as to why they're doing it. What they would do. But I'd like one of the guests to start. So do we go? We'll go ladies first. Go on. We'll have
there we go.
Her thoughts. The
I love it.
Why not? I mean, our guests, our panelists, could end up convincing some of our people in the chat.
Convincing me? Who knows?
So Queen Elly's first, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, this is really simple for me for two massive reasons, right? The first reason, it's always going to be AVB for me, right? And the reason why, he's got the best stats, actually, the winning stats, right? Out of a lot of the managers that came in before him and after him, who we rate more highly than him, right? The second big reason that I'm voting for AVB is because when we beat Man United, he was so passionate on the touchline. He went with his fist, yes, come on, we can do this. I mean, he had Gareth Bale and Dembele, and he had Dempsey scoring that game. But what a game. What a game. And you know what? He was a charismatic character, and he spoke the truth. You know, he was very honest when he was our manager, and I quite liked him, and he's very good looking as well, which is for the ladies.
He was a pretty gentleman. Yeah,
That's
I can't take that away from
for the women. Yeah, but I can never forgive Nuno for saying he's going to make us proud, and then he stands at the Emirates with his arms crossed, lost as a donut, not even inspiring our players to lift them, and he's standing there with his arms crossed, and I thought, what a donut. He doesn't even know what he's doing. And then at that Man United game that I went to, when we said you don't know what you're doing, when he took off Lucas Moura, who was having a worldie of a game, and he took him off. I can't forgive him, you know, because I actually had good hopes for him before he came in.
For Nuno?
Yeah, I had good hopes for him because of the speech that he gave and what he'd done at Wolves, because he'd brought them up.
Yeah, that's true.
He'd done very well with Wolves on a limited budget. I know he had a couple of really, really good players in Neto and Neves and Martinho. Yeah, but I still felt I had a lot of hopes, and he flatlined for me, especially at that Arsenal game. I was watching him and I'm thinking, what are you doing? At least a little bit vocal, you know? I just couldn't forgive him. So it's AVB all the way for me.
Well, that was easy, and I think I was really excited when AVB came in. Not as excited for Nuno, but still, and I think they're both pretty. Okay, Elly, you said that AVB was prettier, man. I think they're both.
Nuno's pretty in a more rugged way, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Adrian, what do you have to say about these two fellas and their coaching styles? What we got out of them? Who would you keep? Who would you send to West Ham?
Definitely agree with Elly. I'll definitely keep AVB. He introduced the inverted wingers for Spurs, didn't he? We were very hard to beat, and no one hammered us or nothing like that. I mean, like tactically, although his tactics weren't the most exciting, playing the inverted wingers way, he had a good win ratio. It was more like we seemed to like be slow to score goals, like under Conte and Mourinho, under his system and all that. But then you go across to Nuno, and like he started off with 3 wins, 1-0. I think that went to his head a bit. He got the cursed manager of the month, which Ange since destroyed, right? But his tactics tactically at Arsenal. I mean, watching the way he set up for that Arsenal game, you know, I wanted him sacked at half time. I don't know about later, but like I knew he was a dead man walking. He wasn't the right fit. I mean, he may have gone away and won things in, I don't know, Middle East or somewhere else. But and even AVB has, I think he won the league in Russia, didn't he? So, but just not good enough. Just not the man for the job. Probably decent in a different league at a certain level, but not. You see, some of these managers, they just can't cut it in the Premier League, and he certainly couldn't. AVB, yeah, he could cut it in the Premier League. I can't. Going back now, though, you know, it's. You see, the problem with cautious managers is fans lose patience with them very quickly, especially when you've been brought up on the style of football that Spurs have got a history of. You know, I mean, we're not going to part of it. I've had to watch three managers of Dross, people telling me they're world class and all that, and I don't usually get too excited when people come out with comments like that. I just ignore it because I know there's little substance in the remark. But to me, you know, if you're a world class manager or if you're a decent international class manager, you should be able to produce an attacking football team. If you can't, get out the game as far as I'm concerned, because you're robbing punters of their money. They go work all week, you know, and they want to go and see entertain. They want to be entertained at the weekend. You know, if you can't produce an entertainment team at Spurs, we don't want you. We don't want you. You know, it's simple as that.
So for anyone that's missed it, can you just show that one again? Who it is?
Absolutely, I absolutely can.
So it's 2 managers today. It's Andre Villas-Boas against Nuno Espírito Santo, 2 Portuguese managers.
Yeah, and kind of a tough one here. I think I've got my answer.
Give me your answer because it's one-way traffic at the moment. So give us your answer.
I'm going with the one-way traffic.
Okay.
AVB. As other people have said in the chat, so we'll get to those obviously too. But he got Bale firing at probably his best that we saw him, ever at Tottenham. I think a lot of that was due to the free role that he was given and the trust that AVB put into him. Yeah, Nuno just never excited me. He never seemed like the right fit. He never seemed like he should have been here in the first place. Whereas AVB at least seemed a little exciting at times. And that's really all it comes down to. Nuno just wasn't the right guy for the job. I think he was in over his head with the job. I feel kind of bad for the guy, to be completely honest. I think that he was set up to fail, but that's just me. AVB all the way. Send Nuno to West Ham. Sorry, Nuno.
I think I'm with everybody. I knew this one would be one-way traffic, and that's why I said Colin start with this one.
Yeah.
Right. Because the difficulty is trying to pitch 2 managers together that are alike is quite difficult, and also as well, because we have differing age groups that watch us, some managers will be remembered and others won't. So now what I will say is that Mr. Villas-Boas was, I believe, set up to fail at Tottenham. However, he was previously set up to fail in bigger at Chelsea, because the job he got at Chelsea was to get rid of all the old brigade, and he was brought in to get rid of them all. And when he challenged the players, he ended up losing his job. So at the end of the day, I think he was in a hiding to nothing at Chelsea, hiding to nothing at Tottenham as well. I agree most definitely with the majority of the comments that either the panel or the chat have said, and it looks like it's overwhelming. Everybody has gone for AVB. Everybody. So everybody, just to go to the, you've got Spurs squad. Good afternoon.
What's up, Spurs squad? No, keep it West Ham. I'm already in Spurs therapy. Big up everyone on the panel and chat. Big up. It's big time call. Car salesman by day and porn star by night. Love it. It's the mustache. Keep AVB just because he's good looking. Not a good manager for us, but nice to look at. That's kind of what Elly was saying. Send them both. Thanks. Therapy's working. We're here for you today, Spurs squad. Today, yeah, won't be as hard as some days. Maybe not. AVB though only because Gareth Bale called his first child Alba Violet Bale. I wonder if he did that on purpose. Alba's not the most common name in the world, so
Alba's actually a Spanish girl's name as well. Alba.
Is it? See, the hashtag the more you know. Knowledge is power, because I did not know that before today.
And then we have
as much as I hate AVB, it has to be AVB. Got our highest points total until Poch broke it, and that season he got out of Bale. Yeah, for sure. Agree. Mia, AVB was a hottie. Gross.
Yes, he was.
But he was a good looking. I did like the style.
Jim kindly let us know who the 2 players are. Who are the 2 players? Because I was in the loop.
Oh well, here, hold on.
Yeah, he knows now. Right.
Okay.
There you got Kate.
Kate locked him in. See, she locked him in the toilet.
Kate, come on, be nice, Kate. For once, just be nice. Okay, says easy. AVB has Bale playing like a Don. That is so true. He did. That was an unbelievable season from him. Jim, AVB, not even a discussion in my opinion. We beat Man United at Man United under AVB, so he wins for him just for that. You're welcome from Clint Dempsey, America, baby. Daniel E says AVB. Now that's one guy who definitely hates Daniel Levy. Is there more to that than I know? I didn't know that there was beef between AVB and Levy, but I'm not surprised. Yeah, he's a rally driver as well. He did that Monaco race thing. Yeah, he
Daniel, mate. Jimmy Greaves was a rally driver as well.
Wow.
Bobby K says, "Good afternoon, everyone." Bobby K.
It's Bobby K. It's Bobby K. Hi, Bobby K.
Hope you're keeping Canada in line. Like I always tell you, there's quite a few Canadians there, and I expect you to keep each and every one of them in line. So yeah, big up Bobby K.
I'm trying to remember the other two that I sent you and which one to put it in what order first and second. So
I think I got the right one. I think I'm going to go from easiest to hardest.
Okay. So there's 3 today, and this is your second one, people.
Yep, this will be numero 2.
I'll just comment. There's a comment there.
Ferdinand and Fox stayed in the loo at Newcastle, and nobody missed them. Was that in regards to
2 players, Ferdinand and Fox, stayed in the toilet at Newcastle and nobody missed them. That's when they came out late on the pitch that time, weren't it? And nobody realised that there was 2 players just hadn't come on the pitch.
Wonder what they were doing in there. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dyer went to the toilet, but he came back out on the pitch.
Yeah, that was a shame, wasn't it? He should have stayed in there.
Oh my God, guys.
Maestro Colin, can we have competition number 2, please?
Yes, sir. Here we go. It is Pochettino versus Harry Redknapp. I cut out Harry's face kind of bad. Don't really pay attention to that chunk missing out of the side of his face. He doesn't really look like that. But yeah, Pochettino, one of our best managers, turned our team around. Really, really cleared out the old, got the new in, got us playing like, how Spurs should be playing, versus Harry Redknapp, kind of the pre-Poch, if you will. I'd say some of our other best football ever played was under Redknapp. So this is a tougher one. It's definitely a tougher one. But I would be interested to hear what you guys have to say. And before we go, I just wanted to throw out there, yesterday we were at 339 subs. Today we were at 342. That is 3 subs. Just wanted to thank everybody for that. Big up, big love to you guys. 342 subs. Next stop 1,000. Yeah, guys. So we started with ladies first last time. So let's switch it up and let's make Adrian go first this time.
Well, this is Spurs or West Ham, yeah. Well, Redknapp played for West Ham in the 7 shirt, didn't he? He was on the wing years ago. But he got us Champions League when Kraut scored that goal at Man City. And during that period of play, I think we had to play Arsenal and Chelsea and Man City, and no one gave us a prayer of getting Champions League football, which we got that year. And his brand of football was always good. He was never frightened to throw on subs and change things and all that. So he got the club going again, as did Martin Jarl, But Poch, he took us a step further, didn't he? He took us a step further. I mean, he got us 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the league. I think after that we finished 6th, 7th, 4th, 8th, and and 8th last year, whatever it was. So Poch changed things. The high press was good. We had Desk up front, didn't we? Dele, Eriksson, Son, and Kane. I mean, they were a fantastic unit together with Dembele in midfield, with whoever, whether it was Wanyama, whether it was like Dyer, whether it was Winks or whatever. And their back 4 was probably the best back 4 in the Premier League, wasn't it? Rose, Walker, Vertonghen, and whatever. And we had Hugo in goal. Only for that reason, I love them both, but I'm keeping Poch.
It's good, solid reasons, man. We're starting to finally get a defensive unit similar in quality to the one we had back then, and I think that's been one of our major stumbling blocks and why we've regressed so much. So I'm really excited to have that defense rebuilt. But yeah, that's a good choice. It's a good, solid choice, and I'm not exactly surprised that you picked it. It's what I was thinking people might go with. Elly, do you agree with Adrian? Do you think that that Poch edges it over Redknapp?
Yes, and I'll give my reasons why. Right, I love both of them, by the way. They're both fantastic managers for us. They both brought back the skillful football, exciting, get off your seat football that you love to go and you look forward to going to the matches because They'll always pull out a little trick here or there to make it even more exciting for us to watch. Harry Redknapp, he was like the apprentice manager, came in, changed the ethos, got us playing the way we like to see us play, got us Champions League as well with that Crouchy goal, which was absolutely fabulous. I don't think I've ever celebrated a goal so madly, because it was like the first time I'd seen us make Champions League. We made it in 63 as well. In 61, 62 season. We were in it, but we got to the semi-final and I was only a baby. So I don't remember it because I was only a baby. But that was such exciting times, and like Bow and there were so many good footballers, Van der Vaart, everybody. But you know what? I'm putting Poch in front, and because he made me feel special about Spurs, the way he was, the way he dropped to his knees in that semi-final, the way he celebrated when we beat Man City, you know, over the
He cried after the semi-final.
Yeah, it was so emotional, and it was incredible. And the football that we played under Poch, it was like revolutionary for us to see that style of football, high press, with Dembele pulling the strings, you know, little Modric, Bale. It was absolutely fabulous football, and I don't know how we didn't win anything. You know, it was criminal. It was absolutely criminal that we didn't win anything under Poch, you know, and I cried every time we lost in a final, you know, because we deserved to at least win one or two of those finals, you know, but he made me get off my seat. They both did, actually. They both did, but I think Poch just had that extra emotion, you know, like Harry, I remember against Arsenal when I think it was Lennon's goal, or no, it wasn't Lennon's goal, it was the one before, right? And they ran towards, I think it was Bentley, he ran towards the bench because he had scored from the halfway line, like Naeem did against them, and he was pushing them away. He's going, go on, get on with it. That's the English mentality. Go on, get lost, get off. But the Portuguese mentality is to sort of celebrate and, you know, show your passion, you know. Yeah. But having said that, I can't blame Harry for doing it, because he wanted to make him, especially in that big match, he wanted them to stay grounded. Don't get too overexcited. Just go out and play your stuff. Yeah, so different management styles, but I'm going for Poch.
Do you think it's possible, and this is a question for everybody, that maybe that maybe Redknapp didn't have enough tactical like nuance to get us over the line? We had great teams, we had great players, but was it maybe in his tactics that we lacked? I know that he wasn't especially rigid with his system. He kind of let players do what they were good at, you know, play where they were best. Do you think that maybe had he been a little bit more tactically rigid, or I don't know? Do you think his tactics let him down at all?
No, I don't think they did. I think he was good. Going back, I think Jar was good. I think if those two were managers during the Poch era, they would have done very well, better than they did already. And the reason I say that is because if you take the stadium, all right, there's been a lot wrong with Spurs. We all know that, recruitment, everything like that. But the stadium has been a game changer in one respect, right? The new stadium. The fact that we're generating that much more money. You have to go back to 2017. We know Kane went there as the end of his contract. You have to go back to 2017 when Walker was sold. He really wanted to go. But from going back to 2013, right, was the last time we were really selling players to balance the books.
Right.
You know? When like that was the last time we were selling players to balance the books. So those managers worked under different constraints. I mean, I know Poch didn't get a sign-in for 518 days because we were pressing with a new stadium, but we didn't sell players. We stopped being a selling club, in my opinion. Others might disagree. I mean, if those of you that recall, right, where there were offers for Kane back then, there were offers for Winks from Man City. There was offers for Dyer. Man United wanted Dyer. Man United also wanted Ericsson, right? There was rumours about other players we had, you know, in that team and that main team. Rose as well, but Rose showed no hint of wanting to go. Even Hugo as well. So what the stadium has done, one of the things it has done in my mind, it means that we now hang on to our players. Prior to 2013, I'd say we were a selling club to balance the books up to 2013. I think that's changed now. You had the one selling, only one player was sold, Walker. You know, any others that come and gone, they weren't really what we class important players, right? I mean, or they went late in their careers, like Ericsson, even in Dembele, he wanted to go, he'd been with us a while, you know, and he went off. So I'm not classing them, but we're not a selling club of players. I mean, imagine if anyone now who's got to get past Levy, even though he's taken a backward step, he's still the one that signs off the transfer fund money and the checks. So he's still, you know, he's still our main executive at the club, chief executive, really, even though Scott Munn's now there with Johan Lange and the recruitment team, Chris Davies, head coach, Mille Nick and all them, right? Yeah. So I honestly believe that if Redknapp and Jarl were managers at Spurs now, they would be able to do a better job because they'd have more resources at their disposal to do a better job. So it comes in eras, you know. It's when managers do it with nothing that are impressive. You know what I mean? You know?
Can I ask, Colin, have you had a go?
I have not had a go on this particular one yet.
Sorry, Elly, go say what you're going to say.
I felt so sorry for Redknapp when he lost Berbatov and Modric. That was a big flight on his managerial career. To lose those two big players, and then I think it was it him who lost Bale as well? I think
Bale was AVB, right?
Is it we lost Bale? Well,
yeah.
You know, he lost good players, really, really top players.
So we've got two people in the Poch camp. What are you, Colin?
I'm probably gonna have to go Poch. It's so hard. Like I said, Redknapp was when I really fell in love with Spurs. He was manager at the time when I was really when you guys had me drinking the Spurs Kool-Aid, as you might say. But so I love the man. But like you were saying, Poch showed a lot of heart, a lot of passion for the team. Like you were saying, the falling to his knees, the crying after the semifinal of the Champions League. He also wasn't afraid to kick some of the long timers out and rebuild a new team in his image. I like that. It does seem like both managers kind of got, not like, I don't want to say they were ready to go at the end, but you know, Redknapp had his whole like flirting with the England job dealio, and then you know Poch basically said after the after the Champions League final, he wasn't sure if he was coming back. He had taken the team as far as he could take them or something to that nature. So that is a mark against them both for me. But since those are basically, I would equate those things together. They're pretty similar. So I think Poch, just because he got us to that Champions League final, Poch is my answer, but it's really tough. This is probably the hardest one for me.
Going with what Adrian said, and I quite agree in my thoughts of what Adrian said, that if some managers like your Redknapps, your Joels and people like that, if they had the backing that Ange's got now, they could have done better jobs. And I will say Poch as well. Poch had got the backing that he wanted at the time as well. He could have done a better job as well, Poch, than what he actually ended up doing. Now, for me, I wanted to get a bit more tangible. So what I did is I've gone and picked Middlesbrough because I knew they were in the league in 2008 and 9, and that was the first season that Redknapp was our manager. So the match that he came up with is that we beat Middlesbrough 4-0 on the 4th of March 2009 with Robbie Keane, Roman Pavlyuchenko and Aaron Lennon scoring twice. Our lineup that day was Gomez in goal, Dawson, Asur Kotu and Woodgate at the back. In midfield, we had Zakora, Lennon, Palacios, Modric, Janus. Up front, it was Pavlyuchenko and Keane. Right? And then what I did is I picked one of the games towards the end of his tenure in 2012. And it threw up around them. It's thrown up Man United 2, Tottenham 3. Clint Dempsey got the winning goal. So, and on that day, our lineup was, so this shows you how it's changed in 4 years, from Redknapp start to finish. The lineup was Friedel in goal, Walker, Kulka, Gallas, Vertonghen, Lennon, Sandro, Dembele, Dempsey, Gareth Bale, Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah.
Both good teams.
Yeah, but it just shows how some players it was out. Some players, it just showed that some players changed over the time that Redknapp was there. So we did have changes. But yeah, they were good players. But I quite agree with what you said, Adrian. That if some of these managers from yesteryear, if they were managers now and they were given the backing or the foresight that we have now, back then they would have probably done better jobs for Tottenham.
I mean, the only way. Look, I mean, I've sat in another podcast when people have said, yeah, but we're doing well now, and then you get like what I call hypothetical doom mongering, or hypothetical doom mongers going, yeah, but we'll lose our players in a couple of seasons because Real Madrid will come in. You know as well as I do, Jose, especially with the Spanish clubs, they are strapped for cash, as are Juventus in Italy. They still are after COVID. They've been spending beyond their means for years. They've had to sell off certain assets that they've got. Barcelona have had to sell off part of their TV rights and merchandising rights to keep going. They forced their fans to make a vote on that, which is disgusting, because no president of Barcelona wants to be the one that tells them, we've got to cut our cloth differently now and leave being unpopular because he hasn't brought in a Galactico or done this or that or the other and spent loads of money. But to just get back on track where I was, with the team we've got now, I mean, imagine it. I mean, like, you've got players signed on contracts now, and fans get a bit worried. If someone came in now for Udogie or Van der Ven next season, Basuma or Madison or whatever, getting worried. They shouldn't worry about this. These players are under long contracts. The only time to be concerned is when they're down to the last two. If you've then got a player that doesn't want to stay at your club, there's two reasons he's not going to sign the contract. Either the terms are crap or he don't like them, or he don't want to be at the club no more. So when you get down to 2 years on a player's contract, if they're not going to sign, don't let Ericsson do what he did, even though we got good money for him. Don't let Kane do what he did, even though Levy squeezed every drop of lemon out of that lemon he could get from Bayern. And they're still moaning about it now. We didn't pay that much. Why are you going on about it? You've got the player. You know what I mean? So we know that, I know, whether others agree or not, it's down to them. It's my opinion. No player's going to be leaving Tottenham Hotspur in the next couple of years unless the club want them to go, and certainly no one's going. No one's going. You look at all our players; they're all going to be turning into £100 million players. I mean, unless Johnson or Solomon, the ones up front, Gill, don't hit their straps, you could see them going and all that. But our players now, we are not a selling club now, and I don't care if Real Madrid come in or whatever, or PSG, or come in. I mean, for players, Juve ain't got the money. So I'm not bothered about that. This team will be together for a few years yet. And the only way we're ever going to lose players now, because we don't have to balance the books the way we used to have, is if a player's unhappy, doesn't get game time, and wants to go. And that's fair enough. So I'm looking forward to, while Angie's here, and if he's successful, he'll get a new contract. Angie's got a 4-year contract. He's in the first one. And I'm looking to having 4 good seasons under him, and hopefully more. Hopefully, he'll bring us success. We're well overdue, and and the fans will be buzzing. And the other thing is, the other thing you have to take in consideration with players, because you're going to get rivals in media, right? They're going to do the same thing they've done with Harry Kane, Bale, Modric, Berbatov. We'll start doing well. And they're going to start coming out with all this BS again about clubs being in for our players, annoying our fan base, blah, blah, blah. It will happen. They've got this fixation, this obsession with Spurs, right? It will happen. Just ignore it. No one's going anywhere, not even Ange. He's not. But even if Pep leaves, Man City still got to face these 149 charges or whatever. Even if Pep leaves, like he said he would do if they were proven in the past, he won't. He's on too much money, right? Where's he going to go? So, even if he was to leave, right, they're not getting an inch. Simple as that. You know, you think you can buy these managers' contracts out for 10 or 15 mil, yeah? You want Ange, you're going to be paying 200 million or you ain't getting him, right? And it'll be the same for our players. I mean, Van der Vel, Udogie, to me, they're well on the way to being £100 million players, right? You know, you could say Maddison, even at his age, is a 70-80 million pound player. Basuma again, same. Sarr is ceiling so high.
So basically, what you're saying, Adrian, is that we're going in the right direction. Sorry, we just need to catch up with the answers. So I think, Colin, it's one way. Colin, Adrian, and Elly, it's one-way traffic again. I would have thought on this one. You've got Bobby K saying Poch, Harry was already at West Ham, so who would be familiar going back? Comment from Paulio says Dyer left the best part of himself in the loo. Yeah, when you put the picture up, Colin, Daniel said, I was wondering what's up with Harry there.
Yeah, he doesn't look the best.
Kate says Poch for me had us on the precipice of something wonderful, but the bald wanker refused to back him. He could have been right up there had he been backed. Nita R has simply said Poch. Paulio 125 is Poch again. Jim's coming with has to be Poch for taking the club so far on shoestring budget. Levy really let Poch down, but I did love Redknapp.
Yeah.
Mia has come in with Harry, so underrated for how he started things off by getting into the Champions League. Sonny's wife, of course, Poch. He created a death line and took Spurs all the way to the Champions League final. Daniel E. Harry needs his respect too. The 2 fourth place finishes took us to our first Champions League campaign in bloody years, and it was the one who made Gareth Bale, in my eyes, at Tottenham. But it's Poch though.
Yeah.
Mia's coming back with Harry Redknapp didn't have as good of a team, so his achievement was so underrated with the team he had. And there's a lot of inter-talking. Then you've got Sonny's wife saying Poch tried to bring his son in from Germany. I don't know about Chelsea or PSG, but at least he has a good eye in at Tottenham. Drula simply just said, he's magic, you know. Dry Roasted Peanut said, good afternoon, Dry Roasted Peanut said, where's Iggy today, Elly?
He's on my bed. So is John. They're both asleep, cuddled up on my bed.
Paul Brown, good afternoon, Paul Brown. He says, good stream, like, share, sub.
Boom. Thank you, Paul.
Good afternoon, Chris Peters. Patreon member.
It's one of these guys, one of the Patreon members. Just to throw it out there too, we've got Chris Peters, Wayne Bonner, we've got Soji, and then I'm so terrible, but I don't want to mispronounce his last name. Soji Fagad. We got Maria Williams and Sunny Wife, our Patreon members. Big love to you guys. Thank you so much. I'll put the link up later if anybody else wants to become one. But thank you so much to everyone who is supporting the show.
And then we have Nita R, sorry, because Modric wanted to go. Mum saying Poch was truly burned out at the end. Daniel Lee says Bale was under AVB. He went, and then that was part of the start of AVB's downfall at Spurs, because the players that were bought, the Fab Seven, apparently only one of them was really good, and that was Ericsson. Tot Spurs is talking about the grabbing and doing his work as a mod for us. Well done, Tot Spurs.
Yeah.
Paul Brown, again, Redknapp bought much needed passion and desire. Agreed. Dry Roasted Peanut, it's Poch for me. The team he built nearly won the league and the ultimate European prize. Daniel Lee, but has Poch won I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here? I don't think so. So unlike good old Harry Redknapp.
Wait, did Redknapp win? Did he win?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm a Celebrity, did you?
Brilliant.
Nice job.
Absolutely brilliant.
Sonny's wife says, I can't forget Poch's tears in the Champions League. He gave everything against Tottenham, and I think he got burnt out later.
Yeah.
Bobby K is in agreement with Adrian with what you said when you was talking about the big piece that you talked about on Tottenham. He was in agreement with you at the time. Daniel Lee, we should have done this Redknapp and Poch one after Spurs had played Chelsea in a couple of weeks. The answer might have been different for some.
It's a good point. That's a very good point.
Chris Peters says that Ari's head was turned by the England role. And we got dry roasted peanut. Sorry, so correct, Adrian. When he talks, he never misses. I don't think he's never even got a question wrong at any test. And then we've got Mia saying, woo, happy to support you, Colin. So the Maria that I told you, Colin, it is the Maria that I thought it was. There we go.
Yes, Mia.
And good afternoon. Big up to Chris Meta Football TV. Harry all the way, a props manager. That brings the chat up to date. Please, people, smash the likes. We need the likes to go up to help the algorithms. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe if you like the content that we put out. And subscribe if you like our little community haven that we have here. Please, Mr. Maestro Colin, can we have the third and last one for the day, please?
The third and final one for the day. Antonio Conte versus Jose Mourinho. I almost called him Jose. See,
no, his name is Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho.
And Antonio Conte.
Antonio Conte. So we'll go back again. We've been going back and forth. So I want to start with Elly this time.
I think this one might. Well, I'm hoping that we've currently got 19 people watching. So I know, Chris, you can't bin them both. You've got to pick one to stay, mate. That's the game. It's always been the game. Right, I'm hoping that all 19 people that are currently watching us can get involved and give us who they keep. And if you can't choose and you need some swaying, we have lovely guests on today, Elly and Adrian, who will give their opinions as to who to keep and who to get rid of, their reasons why, and they may well help the chat and influence the chat on who they may want to keep or get rid of.
100%. I love the way you answered it.
You pick.
Who's going first? Kate. Sorry, you're not Kate. Elly. Wow, I'm a terrible person. This has not been a good day for me. Elly, let's have you go first.
Okay, right. I'm going to vote for Jose. Sorry. The reason I'm voting for Jose, right? He brought Højbjerg to me, first of all. Get that one out of the way. I had to put that one in because I'm Queen Elly Højbjerg. You know what I mean? Right? Second of all, bit biased, but don't matter. But the second reason, right? He organised us. We're a very pragmatic, organised team. Not really, really exciting to watch, but there were some exciting matches. Like under lockdown, when we battered Arsenal at our ground, we could have beaten them by more than 2-0. But then we went to Man United and slammed them 6-1 under that Lamela slapping incident, right? And there were some games which really got me off my seat with Jose. He wasn't all pragmatic. Sometimes he would go gung-ho, right? But he took us to the League Cup final as well. And then he gets unceremoniously sacked 6 days before the final, you know, and I was like skewing over Levy. I had daggers for him, right? But he was such a good manager in terms of his, like the way he spoke to Delhi as well in the Amazon documentary. He said, just like that, your career's going to be over. And I wish he would have taken heed of what Jose was telling him, you know, but he had his own problems. That's another story. But then there was other things that he did that I liked, like on the touchline, it'd be organising the team, you know. In his eyes, we needed organisation because we were like a wreck just before he came. So I'll give it to him, basically, because he organised us and he made us a decent side. We weren't the finished article, but we had some good moments. But with Conte, it was always like we needed something more we just didn't push ourselves enough. We were too pragmatic, and sometimes I thought, what, we can have one half really quite decent and the other half crap, or the other way round, right? And it was just so boring to watch at the end. And he'd lost his mojo as well for the club. You could see it was going downhill, and he took us with him. The club went sliding down and the players lost all faith, and I can't forgive him for that, because I really had good prospects for Conte. I thought we were going to start winning things in a different way, but I just thought we gave up. He gave up on us. Our players gave up on him, and then he threw us under the bus, and he didn't take no blame himself. As a manager, you've got to take responsibility. You can't blame all of the club for all of the wrongs that we had. He was there to put it right, and he didn't. So I'm going to go for Jose.
Honestly, that's a great answer, and a really great answer. That cup final, it's such a shame that he didn't get to manage it. I still can't believe that he didn't even get to manage the cup final that he got us to. Before I agree or disagree too much or give too much of my answer away, let's go to Adrian. And Adrian, I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Maybe you could sway me, because Elly's done a good job swaying me in one direction. Maybe let's see if you're going to swing that same direction, or if we're going to.
Both were egocentric checkbook managers. Everything was about them, not about the club. We're doing your club a favour by managing your team. Really? I didn't want either of them. I knew it was going to end badly with both of them. They both leave train wrecks when they leave a club. They both destroy morale at the club. They both destroy players' confidence because they use a more bullying management style rather than arm around his shoulder. Or they're not inspirational managers like Angie's, who encourages players, motivates them. Don't even Potch, don't take a chance in the final third. Take a chance. You lose the ball under one of these two managers, they're on you. It's no wonder that like we're seeing better out of some of our players now. Now the shackles have been taken off them. Couldn't stand either of them. Didn't want them all. Wanted Mourinho sacked after the Dynamo Zagreb. Actually, wouldn't have gone before them, to be honest. But the Dynamo Zagreb, he should have gone. Plus the fact I was told, reliably informed, that like he's sitting next to Levy while Pochettino's still a manager. I could get a better tune out of this squad. He said it's a good squad when he come in, all the old BS, and then he was still given 7 players. All right, they weren't the greatest players in the world, but not for me. Conte again, another egocentric. I mean, like, who cut and run in the end. I know he had tragedies in his life. We all have this. I mean, we've a lot of us here probably lost parents or relations and all that. And you still got, all right, you lost Marine, lost others, they're all close friends, I do wonder how many managers and players have got all these friends they say they've got, because we all know in our own lives, like if you've got a handful, you're a very fortunate person in life, you have lots of people you mix with and associate with, but it's different. To me, Conte, I thought he was a coward to cut and run when he went, but out of the both, because I would just keep Conte because he stabbed Poch in the back. So I'd keep Conte for only. That, as I said, fag paper between the pair of them. I wouldn't want either of them. I knew they weren't the right fit when they came. I didn't know nothing about Nuno, not much, right? So I can't. But I knew it wasn't going to work, and I expressed it at the time in my group and everywhere else. And everybody went, "Oh yeah, they win their managers." I think what happened is, I think mainly the younger Spurs base who were desperate for a trophy thought because these are so-called win now managers, they would get the trophy they deserved as well. Because I think the fans are fantastic and they deserve a trophy. And it didn't happen. And like, if it was supposed to happen, why did Mourinho play weak teams out there in cup games if we were going to win trophies? Because he was more concerned with the league position and keeping his job and his fat paycheck. The same with Conte. He was the same. When it comes to, if they're win now trophy managers, I know Mourinho won a League Cup and a UEFA Cup at Man United, but he left a train wreck there. They're still trying to sort the squad out, even after Solskjaer's gone. You know what I mean? So, like, I couldn't stand either of them, but they've got good track records. But like, okay, so the fans of those clubs will love them and all that. Like, fine. To me, they're both anachronisms. Their time has gone. You know.
Yeah.
I'm keeping
Great
Conte.
answer.
Keeping
Conte.
Don't mix your words, Adrian.
I reckon it's both of you, to be honest with you. I've heard you both, and I think to myself, God, they don't mince about these two, do they?
Nah.
I like it. I love
stand.
it.
That's why they let us stand, both of them.
Colin, are you going to mince about? I've got it nice and easy. I've got two words, and that's it. But have you got it? Okay.
I'm still thinking. I'm still being pulled in both ways here.
I'm keeping Antonio Conte all day because Mourinho's Portuguese, so I can't have him. And also as well, on top of that, I'm keeping Conte because of his statement and his burnout on the 18th of March 2023 will live with me till the day I die. The day that he outed the people in the club, and I thought it was bang on. It was something that managers have always wanted to say, never said it, and he came out and he said everything that we all felt and we all heard. And for that, I applaud him for doing that. I don't care where people say to me that he threw his players under the bus, this, that, and the other. He outed every bit of what was rotten at Tottenham at the time and has been for the last few years. So for me, Conte stays all day long over Jose Mourinho.
Jose.
See, it's tough for me. Mourinho got us to a cup final. We haven't had one. You know what I mean? We haven't won a cup in so long. I feel like had Mourinho been given the chance to actually manage that final, things might have gone differently. We might have a cup to our names. The cabinet might not be empty any longer. And I know it's not empty, but
you know what? It's all hearsay. Would we have changed our lineup? We couldn't have bought any other players, and we had to play with a squad that we had. So we were playing Man City. Who's to say that Mourinho would have got a better result than what Mason did? We only lost 1-0.
It wasn't the lineup; it's the way Mason set us up. And then he takes off Lucas Moura, who was having a worldie. He was having a worldie again. He was like ripping them apart through the middle, and they had to hack him down twice before he was in on goal. And he takes him off. And he plays.
But Mourinho was also, but Elly, Mourinho was defensively minded. So what would you reckon? Mourinho would have brought in an extra defender for that game.
Nah. I think Winks was like the nemesis of that game. I was watching him and he was passing back all the time. He wasn't getting us forward. Rubbish.
Do you know what? It's brilliant. It's brilliant hearing you speak because I don't know whether people can see her properly on camera, but she's really screwing up her face when she was saying that, as if she had anger inside her and all that.
But Man City pulverised us that game. They battered us. We had one shot on goal, and that was Lo Celso, who was a very good shot, but the goalie saved it, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a frustrating one, and who knows? Like I said, it could have been different had Conte been manager, but it also could have gone even worse. We'll never know. But sorry, Mourinho. I said Conte, losing it. So
who you keeping then, Cole? Tell me your wisdom, your pearls of wisdom over there from North America. What's your say, mate?
Yeah.
Let's keep Mourinho. Let's keep Mourinho. Mourinho had Sonny and Kane playing some of the best football I've ever seen them play together. Kane, Kane that's the year that Kane got the golden boot in assists, or, got the golden boot and got the most assists in the league.
Can I just say, do you know why they played really well for Mourinho? Fast forward a couple of years to when Conte made his statement. There was no pressure. There was no fans in the stadium. There was no pressure. The boys could play football because there was no pressure.
That's a good point.
Play under pressure.
So we got a Desmond Tutu in the panel then, 2 each.
Yeah.
Colin hasn't finished what he was saying about Mourinho because I'm interested to hear.
Oh, I feel like Mourinho seemed like he wanted to be here more than Conte did. He didn't seem like he was doing us as big of a favor as Conte seemed like he was doing for us. Mourinho had said that he thought we had the squad to do it. He thought he could do things with our squad. Conte basically said the squad's not ready. I don't know. I just feel like they were both using us. Mourinho needed to get his name back out there to get back into management, and kind of the same for Conte. We were used by both. I like Mourinho's personality better, and he's one of those shithouse type people. We talk about shithouse players that are fun to have on your team but not fun to play against. When Mourinho is your manager, he's a hell of a lot of fun. The press conferences and things like that. I enjoyed them. But
did you not? Okay, so Colin, I'm going to turn this around. Did you not hear Mourinho's comments that he made probably about 2 months ago now? He was asked about what he thought of teams or Tottenham that he's managed in Tottenham, and he said he never had any affinity with the club or the fans.
Wow.
No, I hadn't heard that. That's an awfully rude thing to say.
He didn't say about the fans. He said about the club, but he didn't say about the fans.
Okay, he didn't have no affinity with the club then?
No, with the club.
But he's got ties with every.
He's got ties. His name.
Yeah, but he's got ties with every other club that he's managed at. He said he had ties, right?
Yeah.
But the only club that he said he didn't have ties with was Tottenham. So would that change your mind, or are you still picking Mourinho?
I think I'm still. It pisses me off, and it's annoying to hear. But I think I still pick Mourinho. I just really disliked Conte and what he did to our football. Our football was more fun, while still defensive and still a bore. It was more fun and less of a bore under Mourinho.
Are you basing that on the second? Are you basing that on the season that Conte got sacked, or solely because the season that Conte came in, he got us playing football?
Yeah, solely on the season he got sacked.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's basically tough. So I'm having. Not
on the first 6 months where he got us 4th, right, and Mourinho got us 7th.
He's more charismatic, Mourinho. He's more charismatic. Do you remember when he said, we're too nice. We're too nice a team. You have to play like CUNTs, he said to them.
Yeah.
You've got to go out there, right?
And I love, oh my God, I remember when Sonny scored that goal and he was doing the post-match interview and Mourinho comes up and he just goes, that was a shit goal. It was a shit goal. Totally joking. It was a wonderful goal.
Yeah.
And then just walked out. Like he just... Yeah,
sometimes he goes over the top. You know, he's a bit too much. Yeah, but I like him as a manager because he's been so successful wherever he's gone. All right, he came to us and he had a big ego and he didn't do good for us because there was games where he did do good, but overall you can't put him up there, can you? You can't.
Does that make it, Adrian? Did you say that makes it 2, or does that make it 3-1? Who went for Conte? I went for Conte.
Those in the right, I mean, on the right, us two went for Conte, and those on the left, okay. the far left, they went for he switched it around.
And he brought Højbjerg to our team, man. Come on.
There you go. That's all Elly needs.
So it's 2-2, and then the chat is going. Your mum's saying Jose for me.
Yes.
Spin them both, but you can't do that. I've already mentioned that.
No, you can't.
Your mum says, I like his brand of insanity, if not his brand of football.
Yeah.
Kate, Jose, Conte is a vile cretin.
Hey.
Well done, Kate.
I'm off the class.
Meta Football has got splinters up his ass because he says, I'm off the class, stay safe, so he didn't pick one.
You as well, mate. I hope you had a good day. Hope you have a good day at class.
Mum says, I despise both before they came to Spurs, hated only one when they left.
That's funny.
Okay.
That's funny. I know. Yeah.
You have got Bobby K, neither, but I would take Moo over Conte if forced. At least he was a laugh in interviews.
Yeah, his character, really.
Mia's come in with Jose. His style was slightly better, and his box office can't hate him. Lol.
Oh no, box office, Mr. Box Office. He'll give after his money, wouldn't he?
I think really understood it went for Conte.
Well, it looks that way. Kate says Jose could have won something too had he not been sacked. Conte is a bully with small man syndrome.
Yeah.
Dang. It's getting personal in here, and I like it.
Jim is Jose all the way. Or I'm going to say Jose because I hate saying Jose. Jose all the way. I ended up really not liking Conte. And Jose got us to a final then was robbed of having a chance of winning the final.
Yeah.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Nita R has come in with.
When
Nita R says.
liked him.
Nita R says never wanted either one of them to manage Spurs.
Nah.
Fair.
I think Elly likes Heiberg.
I actually don't think so, Bobby. I don't know where you're getting that.
I thought she liked Skip better
He's
himself,
my
but there we go.
favourite player in the team if he was playing, but the best player. There's the difference between favourite player and best player. The best player we got at the moment is Maddison with Bafuma. I put him on the level. Maddison with Bafuma.
Ellie, I thought you and Kate like that good-looking double act, Peter Beardsley and Ian Dowie.
Or Peter Crouch.
Right.
Peter Crouch said, "What would you have been if you
weren't a footballer?"
And he said, "Single."
Yeah.
No, he said a virgin. He said a virgin. He said, "What would you been if you weren't a football?" He said a virgin, which is quite funny.
Right.
Good old Peter Crouch.
Chris Peters has come in with Jose, but both never used Son correctly for his skills he had. Mum's coming in.
Jose got it closer.
I watched the documentary about Jose. I think as a man, he's quality bloke. Wrong man for us at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Daniel Lee has come in with, I hated both their football, but when I watched press conferences from both of them, I found myself less wanting to punch Mourinho in the face than Conte. So Conte goes to West Ham.
Yes. I like it a lot.
Now, Elly, when you were talking about who you wanted to keep and get rid of, Mum says Elly speaks the truth. Big up Elly.
I do.
Bobby K then said Elly hit him with hard facts.
Yes.
When Adrian was making his point, Mum says Adrian makes good points.
He does.
That he does. He always
Danny, to be honest, every bit of me hates both of them. It made me nearly fall out of love with football, the football I had to see under them, and I will hate them always for that.
Oh.
Chris Peters, as Elly is saying, the players and the bad changing room dynamics never helped the team. It needed to change to the better, like now. As Poch said, the team needed an overhaul years ago after the CL final.
Yeah.
100%.
I remember walking home, right, when after we'd been beaten by Bayern Munich 7-2, right, and I thought to myself, what's going on at Spurs, right, because it sort of all crumbled, didn't it, right, and it was like one beautiful team to a cesspit. You know, it was that dramatic. It went so downhill, and I was just begging Levy to help Poch out, and he didn't. And I was so angry with Levy at the time. I just thought, oh my God. And I was sick to my stomach that we'd lost 7-2 to Bayern Munich, because we scored first in that game. And I never saw the game. I walked in as they scored their 7th goal, actually. I actually walked in when they scored their 7th goal, and I turned the TV off and went to bed.
I was there.
Yeah, I couldn't go because it was my daughter's birthday, and I was walking home because they'd gone to Chelmsford, and I was coming back to my home in North London, and I felt so sick. It was so demoralising. And I saw Poch's face, and it was awful.
So you got Kate saying, blimey, Adrian has just taken up the whole show with that speech. Sonny's wife said, I don't like either of them. But anyway, Conte gave us Udozi.
Yeah, 100%.
Bobby says he has to bounce. Have a great day, everyone. And there's a load of people saying goodbye to Bobby. Then we have
Thanks for being here, Bobby.
Kate again saying, Winks learnt that from Højbjerg, Elly.
No, he didn't. Be quiet, Kate. Come on.
And then Chris Peters says, as I said, Jose tried with Delhi. Chris Peters has said earlier he would have kept Jose because Jose's man management he tried with Delhi.
I can't wait to meet Kate.
Nita Ross says, after Levy sacked Poch, he went into a panic mode and his brain went out of gear. You've got your mum saying the ball boy incident was great fun.
That was great fun. Can't forget that.
That was against the Greek side, wasn't it?
Was it?
Was it the Europa League we played that season? I think it was the Europa League we were in, wasn't it?
My brain has kind of blocked it all out.
I'm not sure.
What with who? We didn't play no Europa League under thingy. We qualified. I know we did. We qualified for the Conference League at the end of the season, didn't we? With him, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Europa Conference.
You've got Sonny's wife saying, what is certain is that the atmosphere in the dressing room is very bad when Mourinho was manager. He seemed to want it that way.
That's a good point too. Yeah, he kind of thrives off of controversy. It seems like, and you know, if there's none, he'll make it.
And then you've got the next comment is Daniel Lee, and he says Jose. He said it was because he did not win trophies at our club, and with every other club he did. He never said anything about the fans. I saw that back. He said it about the club. He had no affinity with the club.
Yeah.
The whole discussion only makes me value Ange all more, is what Judy's saying.
That is what it's all about. Exactly. Perfect.
Bonnie's wife, what is most certain is that Conte's hair transplant surgery was very successful.
Yeah, he's going to need to give me the number of his guy. His hair looks better now than it did when he was 25 years old.
We have Chris Petty saying, big up Elly, Levy makes me sick.
Makes me sick at all. I'm not
Kate says, Adrian expects nothing less from me. Dry roast and Peanut says, when Adrian gets going, there's no stopping him.
No, you just got to let that train go.
You have, I was only joking, Elly, because you voted for Jim from Kate.
All right, Kate.
Big up Niall Kane. Niall Kane's here. Big up Niall Kane.
Big up Niall. Big up Niall Kane, my guy.
And then you have Jim saying, Elly, you're infectious, darling.
Love it. Love the love.
And Niall is saying, like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
That is the chat caught up with.
Boom.
Maestro Colin.
You did a wonderful job, my man. You killed it.
I'll tell you what, there's no other thing than controlling Elly and Adrian, I tell you.
I know. They're a handful. When
you let
Elly and Adrian making their last appearances
we speak with our heart, don't we, Adrian? We speak with our hearts.
But it's like letting you off a lead. You both run miles. You can't get you back on the lead again because you've run miles away. Imagine letting you two off in the forest. We'll never find you.
No, you won't. You put the mates in there and you wouldn't find the cyber.
A labyrinth. Let them off in the labyrinth.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to look and see if there's any more updates about injuries.
But what I said at the start of the show is where we find ourselves with them 5 players. The other things about the international break, Adrian, you may know, and Elly, you may know more than me, but some of our young ones got game time, didn't they?
Yeah, they played. They lost to Ukraine. They lost 3-2, didn't they, to Ukraine?
Yeah, but none of our young ones played in the under-21 game, did they?
I don't think so. Not to my knowledge.
No, I don't think they did.
I didn't check the lineup that day. I was just looking at the result.
Phillips, I know Phillips was made captain for the under-20s and Dorrington was on the subs bench, but that was on the last Friday's game.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether the under-20s had played a game over the weekend. If so, I've not seen it. We had Mikey Moore play and England won and he scored and he got an assist for the under.
Come on now.
Under-18s.
Goal. It's a nice goal.
Was it the under-18s or under-19s that he played for?
Yeah, but he's only 16.
Yeah, no, he played for one of the higher age groups, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I can't remember which one it was.
Last year, he even trained with the under-21s. He played in the under-17 team that won the League Cup, the under-18 team that won the League Cup, trained with the under-21s. I mean, look, he looks so good. He looks like a real freak of a player. But we've seen these good players at precocious talents at a young age, and 3 or 4 years later, they just haven't continued with their
women.
progress. Wait and see.
I like Mikey Moore. He goes at match days. He's always there, walking round with his mates. I don't know the other players. I just know him.
When they won that final away at Forest, he scored a fantastic goal dribbling. Yeah. But they won 5-1. They lift that League Cup. But he doesn't dribble that often, apparently. But like when he does, he just seems to be able to go past players like they aren't there. And it's not. And it's not though he's fantastically fast. He's just got that short burst of speed, that he uses.
He's got close ball control, hasn't he? He keeps it close to his body. All the best players can do that when they're dribbling. And we the Turkish boy we're looking at as well. I can't pronounce his name.
No, I know the one.
The left winger.
The one's linking us with a
Yeah.
Oh, I'd seen that.
Previous contract. He said, "Look," he said, "when Solomon, we've got enough wide players." I know what he means because he's still thinking like, you've got Gill. I mean, possibly Sessignon may come back. He might get a tune out of him. So he knows that I like Santiago in the youngsters.
Yeah.
But
he scored fun, doesn't he?
Dear co-host, we have gained a subscriber whilst we've been on the show.
Whoa! Hey-o!
We got 343. Adrian, this is for you, mate. Coming up from Chris Peters.
All right. Monday night's 8:00 kickoff, innit? I normally go in the Gilpin Bell before games. Chris Cowling goes in there. Dorset Spurs groups go in there, and other people go in there. So usually go in and just say hello to that lot, and then usually an hour before kickoff, I'll go up to level 2, and you'll find me the first staircase. If I don't know what area you're in. You're in 525.
It's Shell side. It's Shell side.
I'm on the east side, but I'm in 530, Chris. I'm in block 530.
Okay.
Facilitating meetups.
Row 17952, if my memory serves me well.
Yeah.
Row
so he's saying he's in gate 12, block 525 on the Shell side. It's Chris.
Yeah.
saying.
I'm in the south stand, block 252, where all the nutters go.
And then you've got Chris is saying, I'll see you in the Gilpin then, my old haunt.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll meet you in the Gilpin, yeah?
At what time do you get there, Adrian, so he knows?
I might get in there 6:30, something like that.
There you go, Chris. There's a meet up.
Adrian!
Yeah.
And Chris has told me that he's gonna call us from the show and appear. We're gonna do maybe a pre-match interview from the grounds.
Nice.
We've got some plans in the books. But real quickly, I wanted to say I've looked and I've seen the quotes that you guys were talking about. Let me get that out of the way. That's over. But no, you guys were talking about the injuries and how maybe they were both perhaps done more out of precaution than anything else. And I do see here both of the things that you mentioned. I see. Let me get down to here.
You've got Daniel Lee. Sorry, you've got Jim singing.
No, you're good.
We're the Shell side. We're the Shell side. We're the Shell side. Daniel Lee's coming with Son and Romero will be assessed when back on Friday. I've just seen, but Spurs have no serious concern over either player. I've just seen.
Right. Yeah. See, and Romero, it's cool that he decided to go off at halftime because he noticed that his ankle was swollen, and he says, we have an important home game.
He called it. That's what I'm saying. Apparently, the Argentinian press was saying that Romero called it because I spoke to him after the game, and the Romero called it, and they're thinking is that he's thinking of his club.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Sonny said something to the same effect about his injury too.
Yeah, but with Sonny, Colin, and panelists, what I saw with Sonny, the clippets that I saw, he'd already scored his goal. He was limping and still playing. And it's not just limping and still playing. He was limping throughout the second half and limped for the whole 45 minutes of that second half. Well, that's what
you're saying. You're saying F. Jurgen Klinsmann. Is that what we were saying?
No, but apparently Son turned around and said he didn't want to come off.
Oh, really? Well,
this is what I said at the start of the show. The words is that Son was saying he didn't want to come off. He wanted to play.
His quote says, "I think playing full time in today's game will help me in terms of physical strength and performance as I return to my club." And I'm not sure if that was before or after the match. It reads like it was afterwards, but I'm not sure. So
what I've got, I just got to ask a question of the panelists and of people that are still in the chat. Right.
Yeah.
For our next show on the Keeping West Bam, we've got two ideas. Right, we're going to use them, whatever happens, but which one do you want us to use first? Right, so we will do a manager's one again in the future, but to spice it up. So the two options that we're currently looking at the moment to go with next is either do a Keep the West Bam where we pick a player from Tottenham and a player from a rival team, and you keep one. Doesn't matter what club it is, but you keep one to stay at Tottenham, and you send one out. So if you think a player is better than what we've currently got, you say and you keep them. So we can do that. Or,
be brave.
Yeah, or we're toying with the idea, and I think by doing that, what we'll do is we'll do club by club because it might make it easier. So instead of doing a player from one club, player from another, we might do Tottenham versus Liverpool,
Chelsea,
Tottenham v Arsenal, Tottenham v Chelsea, and pick 3 players or 5 players, whatever it is, and do a pick on keeper West Ham. And the other one that we're looking at doing is doing a keeper West Ham where we put 3 players in. Right, from Tottenham, you can keep one, you can bench one, and one goes to West Ham.
Oh yeah.
So like that, you're comparing 3 rather than doing 2 that we normally do.
Yep.
So they're the two that we've come up with. So just wanted to see.
Yeah, if anybody's in the chat, what do you guys like better?
What do you guys prefer us to do first? We're going to do both, whatever happens. But which ones would you like to see first? Keeping West Ham against opposing players, or one where we keep, bench, and send?
Yeah.
But they're all going to be Tottenham players, all 3.
What about another idea, right? Another idea for a future show for keeper West Ham. We have 2 players who've not played for Tottenham, who we'd love to have played for Tottenham, and we've got to pick one and send the other one to West Ham.
It's a good idea too. Solid idea. I even had the idea of having like 2 players, like for instance, Eriksen and Lamella versus Bale. You know what I mean? Like 2v1, like 2 slightly worse players against 1 better player to see, do you keep the 2 for what they both provided? Do you keep the 1?
I've got a different idea. We should add a third aspect to this, because I don't like sending good players to West Ham when it's a hard choice, you know. So it should be keep Spurs, send to Accrington Stanley to help their promotion push, or send to West Ham. So if it was Dyer, you'd send them to West Ham, wouldn't you? But if it's Bale or Modric, you'd send one of them to Accrington Stanley, wouldn't you? So
that is a good idea. That is a good idea.
Just an idea. Probably a rubbish one.
We've got Kate at the moment, because there's a lot of people talking about it. You've got Kate at the moment saying that Kate's saying do the opposing players.
Oh, hold on. There's an advert where
exterminate.
There's an advert, right, where a little boy's drinking milk and he goes, "When I grow up, I'm going to play for Accrington Stanley." I love that advert. It's brilliant.
Yeah. It goes, who's Accrington Stanley?
Yeah. Who the hell?
I think they're back in the lower leagues again now.
I don't know hardly a thing about that club. I'll be completely honest.
We played them once.
Neither do we.
We played them once, didn't we? And I think they
Hopefully
beat us 1-0
lose.
in the first leg, and then we beat them at White Hart Lane. I can't remember.
That sounds right. That sounds like us.
I know. I think they beat us 1-0 at their ground, and then there was in those played 2 legs. I think it was in the League Cup, and we beat them 3-1. I think I can't remember, but I know we beat them. We knocked them out eventually.
It just took us. It was just very Tottenham.
They were a non-league team. I think they were a non-league team at the time.
Just to go like Spurs are saying, pick the opposing players. But then we've got a comment from Dry Roasted Peanut says, but if you do Tottenham versus another team player, people will be biased towards our own. Second option is better.
True.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Dry Roasted Peanut says, have you guys seen anything of Antonio Nusa? He looks a decent prospect off the left wing, only 18, and we're linked. Does anybody on the panel know about Antonio Nusa?
I don't know a thing about Antonio Nusa. I'm about to Google him though.
It's like
in that case, Dry Roasted Peanut, I think we need to look him up.
18,
none of us know.
When it comes to players, I tend to wait until the story gathers legs before I go and look at YouTube scouting reports.
Dry Roasted Peanut is very busy saying, good shout though, Elly. I think it's about what you were thinking of doing.
Yeah, like
and then he's also said, I don't know whether you'll understand this, Carl. He says, all these ideas, what is this, Dragon's Den?
See, I don't know what Dragon's Den is. I'm going to have to Google that too.
Dragon's Den is a program here in England where people come in and there's a whole load of people that are quite rich in their own vein in their own right in industries, and they've got money and they invest in what they think is a good project.
It's like Shark Tank. We have that show here, but it's called Shark Tank.
Yes, entrepreneurial ideas, and they come in and they've got to pitch these rich people.
Yeah, so we've got Dragons Den and we've got Shark Tank in North America. Shark Tank. There we go.
We don't have naked attraction in America like you guys do on Channel 4. So
we've got Totspur saying do the keep, bench, and send.
That's 2 votes for that one.
Chris Peters says keep, bench, not sign.
I like it.
But
so that's technically.
As I said, it's all to bring content for yourselves and to see what you want to. We don't want to dry out on this. So there's different ways that we can take this, and therefore that's why we're asking for your opinions. Because at the end of the day, wherever we create, it is for you guys. So it's important that we get your ideas. And if you think of anything when we've gone offline, then go back to the recording, and there's comments that you can leave behind there, and we'll take on board the comments that you leave us. As I said, the show is for you people. That's why we do it. So your input and support is valued by us here. So please give us your ideas and we'll run with it. We've got plenty of ideas of our own, but they may not align with what you want to see. So we want to see what you want to see as well. So
100%. You've nailed it. You've nailed it 100%. Dry Roast Peanut says it's like Shark Tank in the US. Boom. I called it. I knew it.
Anyone other than Kulu on the wing, Kate's saying.
Oh my God, Kate. He's a good player. What's he gonna have? You and Scott need to talk about your hatred of Kulu together.
I do understand, right? I do understand the comment that was made earlier by, I think it was Dry Roast Peanut, saying that if you put players up against players from other teams, people might be biased. The whole idea is people can say what they want to say, but you'd like to hope that people are not being biased and people are being opinionated about who they would rather keep, and whether it be our player or their player. Now, I looked yesterday. I was thinking about this last night because I'm a sad old git, and I thought about 5 players of Tottenham, and I thought 5 players from the opposing team, right? And when I picked the 5 players from our team and the opposing team, I actually looked at it, and do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I picked all 5 of the Tottenham players to stay, based on the first 8 games of the season. That's all I was looking at.
We've got.
I wasn't doing. It's like we said yesterday when we did. What is it we were doing yesterday? Was it Keeper West Ham? Yeah, Keeper West Ham yesterday. I don't know whether you saw it, guys, but Bobby said, what are you doing? What does the question actually mean? And we don't quantify the question. So when we're saying Keeper West Ham with the players, Bobby said, but because some people are also saying, I'll keep him because he's better in the name system. Some people was picking the player because of emotion, and some people was picking the player on what they believe is their raw skill ability, and that. So we never quantified what we're asking the people. So therefore, yesterday we ended up. I don't know if you both saw it, but the last few Keeping West Hams we did yesterday, it's okay. The answer is for who fits the AIM system better, because then you're quantifying your question. Right. Yeah. So when we do the Keeping West Hams, I think. Rather quantify it's on the first 8, 9, 10, or whatever many games of the season, or we just leave it open to people's own interpretation and let people give us their answers as they see fit, because everyone has an opinion.
And that's what we love. We're just trying to learn about you guys, get opinions out of y'all.
We haven't had a y'all today, have we?
No, I had to throw it in there. I had to get it in.
Also, when you're doing that, right? We say it was Arsenal and Spurs players, right? We don't always watch the whole of the Arsenal match. We might watch highlights, so we can't really quantify why Arsenal fans think Ødegaard should go over Madders, or we think Madders should go over Ødegaard, because we're comparing it only on what we've seen at Spurs. So we're probably a little bit biased because of the amount of time we watch Spurs. The hours we watch Spurs compared to Arsenal.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with being biased against our rivals, whoever they are.
You know what? I'll let you know the secret. The 5 players I picked yesterday. The 5 players I picked yesterday were 5 Arsenal and 5 Tottenham. And I'm being honest. I thought about it last night, and I fucking went for the Tottenham player every time.
Yeah.
Well,
and then I thought to myself, why am I doing that? And I thought to myself, because I'm sampling, I'm measuring it on the first 8 games of the season. That's the only way I can measure it. Because some of the players have only come to us this year.
I've got an idea what you could do actually, because when we get to halfway through the game, say 19, you could do it when we're a third of the way through, which we nearly are now, right? Because out of 38 games, get to game 12 or 13. You could then do the combined. You could then every third of the season you could do a combined Arsenal Spurs team, because prior to that North London derby,
I know
people are raving about Arsenal players. Now I think they'll have changed their tune on a few players now. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
If you did a combined Spurs Arsenal team,
I'll throw it out there. Adrian. Like the first person I thought about yesterday was Vicario against Raya.
Yeah, I'll put
Vicario to me every time.
Oh, there you go. Do you see what I mean? So when I thought about this afterwards, I thought to myself, fucking hell, but I'm going to pick the Tottenham players from what I've seen for the first 8 games. The other one I threw in was Van de Ven Saliba.
That's a hard one.
Well, that's interesting, the Saliba argument, because on Tottenham away, Will Stewart came up. And it's not like, this is what happens in a lot of shows, right? When people want to like false their opinions or browbeat people with their opinions, what they do is they're very selective on the stats they bring up. But fair play to Will. I'm not a stats person. When I test first, then I'll.
Yeah, but his is different though. Wasn't he comparing Saliba to Romero? I'm saying Van de Ven.
He was, yeah, and we're talking like the Opta stats, which young Matt Hayes does. He works from, I think, Opta stats or something like that. And yeah, he used to come out of all the stats on players and things like that. And it turns out, I mean, it doesn't surprise me this year that Romero's streets ahead of Saliba. But even going through last season where he started his stats across the whole board, Saliba beat Romero in one section or whatever. But Romero wasn't just better than Saliba. He was a long way in front of him on the points when you totaled them all up. And that surprised me as well, because I thought Romero was a bit casual in some games last season. I thought winning the World Cup had gone to his head a bit, and he thought, but you can't be casual in the Premier League, you get found out. So that did surprise me, but they were the stats. Now, it depends. See, with stats, there's so many variables, isn't there, with stats? I mean, it doesn't tell you what a player's state of mind is. It's so many things it misses out. It doesn't tell you, which I try to throw back at Will, and I said, okay, in fairness, Saliba, I said, look at the styles of play last year. Spurs played a defensive low block system, whereas Arsenal played a possession-based attacking style of football. That surely has got to have a different. Will wanted to argue differently. Yeah, let him get on.
But what I'm saying is, when I picked the players last night, and I was thinking about doing the show, and I was thinking about going down this route. Arsenal were the first team that I looked at. So I've gone Vicario Raya. I then went Van de Ven up against Saliba.
Mm-hmm.
I went Bissouma up against Rice. I went Maddison up against Odegaard. And I went Sonny up against Gabriel Jesus. They were the 5 that I picked yesterday. And I found myself thinking about after, and I found myself picking all 5 as Tottenham. And I'm thinking to myself, why did I do that? And I'm thinking to myself, I've done that because I'm only basing it on the first 8 games of this season.
Yeah, but we know Arsenal's players are good. I mean, they finished second last year. We know Rice and Odegaard are good players. But the little I've seen of this season, especially away in the North London derby, I just wasn't that impressive.
Yeah, well, there you go. But
that's only one game. And I would need to watch them. This is what I'd say about our youngsters. I would need to watch them play a whole season before I can assess them. And Elly's right. We'll watch clips. We'll watch this. And their fans are always going to praise their fans, our fans, their players, our fans. It's just like you just look, it's a conversational podcast. And if it gets feisty, what feisty podcasts do what the podcasters want. Unlike here, it doesn't get too feisty in here at all. But
we keep it pretty chill.
It boosts, but it boosts the algorithm. You see. That's why they'll deliberately try and play. When you do rivals, you get Arsenal fans and Spurs fans on. It boosts the algorithms, you see. That's why they do. When you get mega big, like Last Word on Spurs with Ricky Sachs, or Chris Cowling with his few million views since he's been going.
I'll let you know, we've got 343 subscribers, so we're kind of massive ourselves.
Yeah, I'm just getting there.
Yeah.
And then you've got, but then if I look at it, I'm just going off the top of my head. I didn't even go this far, but now that we're talking, I'm thinking to myself, well, if I pick the same 5 players and I pick Chelsea's 5 that play in them positions, then on the segment of this season alone, you're picking the 5 Tottenham players again.
Yeah, you are.
Actually, I just think that's a very good idea, Jose, because exclude Tottenham players because of our bias. If you're going to pick 5 players, pick 5 Arsenal, 5 Chelsea, or 5 Chelsea, 5 Liverpool, or 5 Arsenal, 5 United, or that way, because then when you hit all those teams, you're going to get a less biased outcome.
But will we get people? This is a Tottenham channel. Are we going to get people from the Tottenham channel speaking about other teams when we're not including Tottenham in the conversation?
That's a good point as well.
And that's why I was thinking to myself, if you're going to do it, I was going to do it against every channel. Against every team. But just thinking off the top of my head, without even going deep into this, if I pick the same 5 players for Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and all throughout the league, go right down. There are not many on the first 8 games, because that's the only thing I'm going to base it on. There are not many that are going to knock the Tottenham player off their perch.
No.
Because we started our season off so well. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the difficulty. And that's, for me, that's not being biased. It's because you're asking a question and you've quantified the question. My question is, who would you pick? Keep it Tottenham.
That's through the spine of the team, but you could do the peripheral players as well, like the Udogis, the Kulus, the Poros, and compare those to the other team. Because when you go to the spine of the team, you've picked Vicario, VDV, Romero,
but what you want to do, but what I wanted to do, I understand what you're saying. You're saying switch it up, Elly, aren't you? But then I was thinking we could possibly think about switching that. But the way I was thinking is to keep everything. You could start off with 5 players, and measure these 5 against a load of other teams, or then pick your other 6 players you haven't picked and measure them against other teams as well. But I still think that, because if you're quantifying it, if I said to you, who would you rather have, Messi or Ronaldo? You'd have a choice of Messi or Ronaldo. You'll give your whys and why not for, right? But you've got a big, huge sample size, because we've all seen Messi and Ronaldo for years. But some of the players that you're going to give for Tottenham as a sample size, you haven't seen much of them because they've only just come to us. So
you could do other things, though. You could do like best ever Spurs Premier League team. You could do, for the chat to join in as well, you could do best ever Spurs team ever for those older people like us.
Sorry, can we just say hello to someone? Hold on. N-Trades, nice to see you.
Yeah, hi, mate.
N-Trades says, my first time on here.
Well, hey, nice to have you. We'll let you know. We do a segment called Keeper West Ham that you probably have missed today. Usually we pick 2 Spurs players, pit them against each other. You have to pick one to keep and one to send to West Ham. Today we did something a little different. We did managers, past and present, or Spurs managers. You keep one, you send one to West Ham. We started out with AVB versus Nuno.
So N-Trades, tell us who you'd keep as a manager from these 3 that we had today. Just interested to see what your comment is.
First AVB versus Nuno, then we had Redknapp versus Pochettino. And then finally we had Conte versus Mourinho. But yeah, in trades, would love to see or hear, I guess, or see both. What you would pick, who you'd pick. So let us know in the chat. We'll definitely get them thrown up there. And if you need to see one more time, it was AVB versus Nuno, Poch versus Redknapp, and finally Conte versus Mourinho. Yeah, so it is.
You've got N-Trade saying this is hard, lol. It's just the game that we play daily. Normally it's players N-Trade that we do, but today we decided to do managers.
Mixing it up a little bit.
If you think this is hard, you want to see some of the players that we do.
Like, how about, exactly. We've had some really tough ones. This one, for example.
Oh, that was hard.
Yeah, there's some really tough ones in there, and we don't want to give them all away. But
yes, N-Trades has spoken. He would keep AVB, Poch, and Mourinho.
Yeah, those are all my 3s.
Those are my
3
Come on.
So this is the kind of thing that we do on here in Trades. We have a section called Keep a West Fan, where we give you 2, you keep 1, lose the other. And out of the 2 you just put up, he's coming with Alderweireld.
Dang, quick on the draw and Trades. Again, very good to have you here. If you like our vibe, if you like the show, if you like footy, Spurs in particular,
and he's a real Spurs fan.
Yeah,
well, real Spurs fans, make sure to subscribe to the channel.
He likes the game.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, well, we've got it coming up for you every single episode.
Chris Peters showing the love from the chats, asking M Trades, big up, mate. Where are you from?
Yeah, we'd love to know, man. We'd love to know where you're from. I'm from Indiana in the U.S. We'll go around. Jose?
I live in England. I live down on the south coast in East Sussex.
Nice.
Elly?
Well, I'm originally from Tottenham, right? But I actually live in Enfield now, in Middlesex, but it's classed as North London now. It's part of North London.
There you go. Boom. Boom. We won't argue with it. And then we've got Adrian Sroka down there looking comfy as can be in that robe. Where are you at? Exactly.
I live in the Riviera of North London, Enfield as well, not far from Elly. I live a mile and a half from the ground, actually. I walk home from matches when you can't get no transport because of roads.
Can't beat that. You gotta watch out for those Park Lane boys.
M Trades is from Northwest London, and he's saying you're still North London.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Well, M Trades, very good to have
it's
you
nice to see you here, M Trades. If you want to like the stream, you can do. You can sub to our channel to show us your support. If you hit the notification bell, you'll know when we're coming on. And we do like to keep it light. We like to keep our people here, and we like to have fun and games as well as serious stuff. We do both.
Yeah.
So if you like our content, then please join us. You're more than welcome.
We'd love to have you. We do a show just about every day. So yeah, definitely come join us. Like Jose was saying, we would love to have you. Guys,
you have just a Jim saying to Chris, it's expensive day out, including the season tickets. So get that, mate. And now it's even more expensive. I do wonder how everyday person manages to go nowadays. You have Jim saying Adrian looks like he's a mafia boss.
Yeah.
Maybe he is.
I'm getting some compliments today, aren't I?
He needs one of those canes, doesn't it, with the gold knob?
Look, nice globe, yeah.
And then you have
£30 on eBay.
Then you have Elly, you're crackling.
I'm crackling. So what I'm going to do, I've got to cook dinner, so I'm going to bid you all goodbye.
Elly, thank you very much for being on. We're wrapping up soon as well, but thank you for being on, my darling.
Find me on Sabbath tomorrow, Football Heritage TV, with my girl Kate. 10 o'clock, I'll be there.
There we go. So Football Heritage TV for the ladies tomorrow.
I want to pick up my girl before I go. Just the girl loves Spurs. Brilliant show today. Wedded Bliss. Jim won that one. It's 1-1, and I can't wait for the next show. It's magic. Bye-bye, everybody. Happy
later. Bye.
Take care. Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you. Thanks for being Elly.
Chris is letting M-Trade know that I was Bruce Grove, but now lives in Essex. M-Trade to subscribe straight away. Thank you very much, M-Trade, for your support.
We appreciate you big time.
Bruce Grove, Halsland, man, Northwest representatives.
Yes.
She's just missed it, but Jim was telling her that she loved him. Leo,
big up.
2 fist bumps for Leo.
Oh man, double fist bump. I didn't know that was allowed. Yeah, you're making me look bad. I said a single fist bump.
M-Trades is saying he'll see Elly there, and people are bigging up Leo.
Yeah,
and Leo's bigging up people as well.
Gotta love the love.
It's a nice chill, isn't it? It's a nice
It is.
chill.
It is. It's a good place to be.
We'll go to Adrian. Adrian, do you have any parting words of wisdom for us before we go?
Listen, I'm as eager as the next fans to go to the next game, and I'm sure they are. Those that can't go will be eager to watch the game on telly. I'm interested to see who's going to play instead of Basuma, whether there's tactical switches. You know, we'll see if these injury they're only minor anyway. If we're going to lose players, they're not going to be long layoffs, are they? They'll miss a game if they got ankle knocks or things like that. So that's not that you're going to get throughout a season anyway. Like miss the odd game. You're more worried if like you're losing players for a couple of months or so. That could be an issue then with our squad. But we got 12 games to get to January. Let's keep everyone fit and get there. Let's bring in at least 2 players. See where we are. I think after the beginning of the season, I thought we'd get 5th. I changed that we could possibly get 3rd. I don't see anyone beating Man City's the title. I think Liverpool's squad is just that bit better with the players they brought in. If it gels to finish 2nd, after 2nd, I think we got a chance with Arsenal, Man United. They'll come. They've got big squads. They're not going to stay down there, So, yeah, but I'm starved of football. Football I want to see anyway. So I'm really looking forward to the game.
You're not a big international football fan, Adrian. We could tell that. That is an obvious one. But neither am I. To be fair, the United States doesn't really have a whole lot to get you excited about. But Jose, on the other hand, has 2 countries that he gets to be excited about.
I don't know what it is, Colin, but over the years, I don't know whether it's been diluted, watered down, or whatever. I used to love watching international games, but for some reason, because they brought in the Nations League, the European Championships, they brought all these games in that I just think to myself, is it worth it? Right, sorry, we've got another person I've not seen in the chat before, Daniel Radiovojevic. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Daniel, nice to see you here, my friend.
Very, very nice to have you here, sir.
If you have any questions of us,
joining us.
Just wrapping up. If you have any questions of us, then please fire them away at us. To me, it's watered. I don't know what's happened. It's been watered down and diluted. So, and also as well, it's been taken away from normal television. And unless you're one of these people that has Fire Sticks or can do the illegal streamings and all that,
right?
Then you're not going to get to watch it, and so I don't tend to watch it now anymore because I'm not chasing it. So, it's it is what it is. I can't wait for the football to come back. I'm with you, Adrian. I can't wait for the games to come back and start and running. This year, though, for some reason, Adrian, don't know, and probably for you as well, Colin, we had an international break last month. We've just had an international break now, and it appears we've got another one coming next month as well. And can't remember the last time we had 3 international breaks in consecutive months. I thought they split these out, but these seem to be coming thick and fast at the moment. So, I can't wait for the football to start again. When do you think, gentlemen, that Ange will do his pre-Fulham presser? Do you think it'll be Saturday because we're playing Monday, or do you think they'll still keep it to Friday?
I still think Friday personally, but I mean that's a good question. That could go either way. Adrian, you've got more knowledge than me. What do you think based on previous things?
It's usually 2 days before a game, isn't it? When they normally do it.
Saturday for you.
Sorry, Daniel. Just tell us where you're from. It's nice to see you, mate. We want to know more about you. Where are you from, Daniel? Where are you from? Sorry, go on, Adrian.
I'm from Indiana in the U.S., and then these 2 lovely chaps are from foggy England. But yeah, Daniel, let us know where you're at, man. It's very
Adrian, you saying, sorry, I cut you.
Saturday games, it's usually a Thursday. It's usually a Thursday or Friday anyway. I think it's all geared into around, the days that they fix the training procedure down at Hotspur Way. That when they do them, because I think that they're done at the Hotspur Way rather than at the stadium. So
yeah, they are. But what I'm saying is that normally the clubs, they tend to do it like you said, Thursday for a Saturday, Friday for a Sunday. Sometimes you get Friday for a Saturday, but they do start Thursday. I was just wondering because it's our first Monday game this season, isn't it? So I was just wondering when are we going to have our presser for a Monday game? Will it be a Saturday or will it be the Friday?
All the players should be back, shouldn't they?
They're back today. A lot of them are back today. The last ones to come back.
So they might get
tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so they might get a day off and then train. I would have thought Friday. He'll know the state of play. I would have thought Friday. Press conference are probably because I think normally they're on a Thursday afternoon. But
I was just curious of when we think it's going to happen for a Monday game. That's all.
I'm saying Friday. I still think Friday. And that'll also give some time for maybe some mind games. Maybe if the players not quite back ready yet, they can say, we're still monitoring them. And then, Saturday, Sunday, we find out they're okay. I can see that. That.
Because at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to Monday as well. Adrian, you're going. I know you're looking forward to it. Colin, you're looking forward to it. We all are. Football's back. We all. I
hate that we have to wait so long too. Like, why couldn't we have gotten a nice Saturday match? But
at the end of the day, everyone's going to have to play on certain days. It's just weird that next week we play both Monday and Friday. So we play last and then first. So last in the next round of games, but first in the next round of games thereafter.
Yeah, we play Monday, Friday, Monday.
No, we can't be playing Monday after, straight up the Monday after, 4 days after Friday.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think we got Fulham, Palace on the Friday at an 8 o'clock kickoff. And then I think we got Chelsea at home on that Monday.
That is a pile-up, if that's true. I'm going to have a look at that.
There's not a week between them now, even though...
That's really good. That's some spooky stuff. Just because, our team's pretty thin. We've already got a couple of potential injuries, some little niggles.
Right, we're playing Monday the 23rd against Fulham, Friday the 27th against Crystal Palace away, and then on the 6th of November, so it's the week later, so it's the Monday week.
It's the Monday after.
Yeah, it's the Monday after. And then we play, so we're playing on the 6th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Then we're playing Sunday after that on the 11th against Wolves, away. And then there's that international break because then we're home to Villa on the 26th. And that's a 2 o'clock kickoff, so I'm presuming that must be a Sunday game against Villa. And I'm presuming that the Wolves-Tottenham game on the 11th of November, to me, that's a Sunday. And if that's a Sunday, no, it's a Saturday. So
it's worth bearing in mind that all the later fixtures, we've got the next 2 or 3, could be altered by Sky at very short notice because they don't usually give a crap about the fans who've made arrangements. They'll alter the timings, either the time of the kickoffs or they'll push the days back. Especially if we're still at the top, we're going to be what they want, Prime. They want to see us knocked off, won't they?
Yeah, but
they will.
The games at the moment, we're playing 2 Mondays. I reckon they're going to be the Sky games. The Tottenham, Fulham, Tottenham. You've got the Sky games. I think the Crystal Palace Tottenham game will be a Sky game because it's Friday night and that's a Sky match.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that Wolves Tottenham on the Saturday, 12:30 kickoff, is going to be a TNT Sports game.
Mm.
And bearing in mind that we're playing 2 o'clock on the Sunday, I don't know if Tottenham Villa will be whether that's going to be one of the games on Sky that Sunday. I don't know whether it's one that's been selected. But the Man City Tottenham game is still on at 3 o'clock on the 2nd of December. So that's definitely not one for for telly.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not a big football fan, but keeping an eye on Tottenham since Ange arrived.
Way to go.
Thank you for sending him here. We appreciate it.
Daniel's also said to us, Postman Ange keeps on delivering.
Yes, Daniel. Love it. Big love,
You've
man.
got your mum saying more time for us to heal up.
Good point.
And then we've got Chris Peter saying, everyone that is new to this channel, hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It's free and a great show with great content and a panel. All your questions and quotes will be answered. That is what we do. We do that here.
Good man, though. Chris Peters, repping the channel, being a great guy. And I just want to say, Chris Peters is one of our Patreon members. We got Chris Peters, Wayne Bonner, Sloji Fagad. We got Maria Williams and Sunny Wife. Fagad. Soji Fagad. I'm never going to forget that. And like I said, thank you guys so much. You guys keep the lights on. I always got to do it. You guys keep the lights on around here. Help me not look so much like a sheet of paper. Thank you guys. Big time for that. If you do want to join them and become Patreon members, there's cool gifts that come with each membership. you can do that right here at this link, patreon.com/talkandball. No pressure. If you don't want to do it, no biggie. But just something there in case you do decide you do want to do that. There is the link. And then Adrian threw this link into the chat. So before we get going, I want to throw up Adrian's link as well that he gave to us here.
That's not my link.
Adrian, what's...
That's not my link. That's a stream link. People who can't afford to pay to watch games.
Oh, I didn't put that there. Sorry about that.
Right, for Daniel is.
That's why I put it in private for you guys if you need it or you want to post it.
For Daniel, if you're still on, Daniel, can you just tell us if you're in Oz or you're an Aussie? If you are in Australia, or I don't know whether you're over here, what time is it for you?
Great question. Daniel also says, crazy how one man can make such an impact and so quickly. 100%. He's really changed things, and we're loving him here. Whoa. Julie says, hey, you've got another subscriber. Dang, we are raking them in today. Everybody, thank you so much for doing your part, for subscribing, for being part of the channel. We really do appreciate you. Guys, I am about to have to leave, unfortunately, but we need Daniel's answer to his question. We need to find out what time it is in Daniel's land. We know Australia is a big place, so it could be one of a couple of different time zones there. Yeah. Let us know. And I also just wanted to say to you guys, Jose, as always, thank you for being here. You are half of Talking Ball. Could not do it without you, my man. And Adrian Sroka, love you, buddy. Thank you for being here. As always, you are also an ever-present member of the team, and we really love having you here. So thanks man.
For having me.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel.
Absolutely.
And also thanks, Adrian. And also thanks for Elly as well, who's had to leave us. But thanks to Elly as well for being on. We take on board your comments and that, and we are going to have a think about what we're going to do for our next show.
Keeper West Ham will be back, but
the next show will be tomorrow at our usual time.
Correct.
Not a minute late of our usual time. Daniel's come back to us. It's actually 4 a.m. in Australia.
Hey, whoa! Well, it's really nice to have you joining us.
Daniel, you're up very early, or you stayed up very late, or you're up very early.
Well, you got a night job.
True, very true. I like to think he's up late, but I don't know. Could be wrong. But yes, please. Here's Jose's channel, El Tel Cockerel, but he really belongs here now. I'm here. Yeah, he's a talking ball. He's talking ball all day.
Adelaide. He's from Adelaide.
Oh, okay, awesome.
and then you've got Elly staying. I've just started cooking dinner for the fan, lads. So literally, I'm in the kitchen, which will please Adrian.
Oh my God! Yes.
There's a running gag on women being in the kitchen.
It's a joke for sure. No one take that too seriously. And then we've got Sonny's wife saying next time she wants to try Tottenham players versus players from other teams. I think that would be great. I think we can do that. And to a new Patreon member, we'll do that for you for sure. 100%.
We're going to work hard, Sonny's wife, to do what you people ask us to do. Yep,
absolutely. And we're gonna make everybody proud. We're gonna make everybody proud here. Jim saying, "Oh, is your daughter's in Queensland? We had no idea. Jim's daughter's in Australia. How did I not know that? That's cool. Very, very neat. All right, but guys, I am gonna have to go. Any last words from anybody? Well, first of all, thank you to everyone who watched. Jeez,
and commented.
We would not be and commented, and the new subs. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We would have no show to do.
You make our show. People,
you do, and we love having you here. We love having all your comments to put up. We love having your input. So thank you guys. Please don't stop doing what you're doing, and we'll keep being here every day for you guys.
And ideas are welcome, guys. Any ideas how to boost the show are welcome here. So please, for the next show, have a think about this show and see if you can come up with some ideas, because where everyone interrelates.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%.
If you're rewatching this on repeat, just leave your comments and we'll go to the comments. We answer every single one. So leave it in the comments attached to this video, and we will take your comments on board and we will come back. As I said, the show is for you guys. We will do what the audience requires. And with that, all I've got to say is, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. And big up to everybody in the chat. Love you guys. Thank you so much.